Boom, boom, kaboom. Welcome to another Tuesday night and the epic return of Gaming After Dark as we hit our first milestone, episode numero 10. That's right, we are on episode 10. Yes, I know Gaming After Dark has many more episodes, theoretically speaking, but since this is the sort of relaunch of Gaming After Dark, the way we see it today, yes, we are on a new mission, episode 10, and this is going to be a fantastic show for you tonight. We got some great topics, but our panel, as always, is ready to kick some ass, and we got a fantastic guest with us tonight. Can't wait to reintroduce him to you here in just a moment. But first, let's give a shout out to the chat real quick because we got some amazing people in here tonight, like Tony Grasso. The man has back from the dead, I think. I haven't seen him here for a while, and he is the first guy that popped into the chat outside of the panel. We also are RWK is with us tonight. Mike Bates, a.k.a. Wild Bates, is in the house. Love it. We got Frank Fazza in the building as well. We are off to a great start. That is awesome. Good to see all you guys. You are fucking amazing. All right, but any further ado, let's bring in the panel and let's get this show on the road. And we're going to start off with the one, the only, the man who wears shades like it's nobody's business. We call him the Bald Terminator. It's Perry the GameComplainers.
What's going on, Newf? What's going on, everybody? How you guys doing tonight?
You're doing great, Perry. How are you doing?
So far, so good. I'm here. I'm ready to go.
He is here. That is a good thing. Wouldn't have it any other way. All right. We also got my brother, ProtoFoxy, is ready to rock out with us tonight.
Hey. It's episode 10, and you are here. The place to be Tuesday nights. What the hell is up, everybody?
Blood pressure, probably, but yes, weird.
Yeah, I'm right there with you, actually. Blood pressure. Take my meds.
All right. The slick one himself. Yes, the man who brings the fire. That's why we call him Hot. Your Wicked Hot's in the building, and he's rocking a pretty sexy axe background tonight.
Oh, man, look at this. Is it hot in here? Is it just me, baby? Another week, another Tuesday. Gaming After Dark. Let's go.
Who's your barber, Marcus Phoenix?
Yeah, you know what? You see the blade back there? You know, see how defined it is? It's a real good cut.
It's a good cut. It's close. Wow, thank God I finally found somebody who could be on our podcast and who's got more than a few strands of hair. It's the one that brings the bark to the bite. He is here ready to go tonight. Brings the energy, brings the pizzazz. The one and only Doggy Dog 420 making his long-awaited return to GAD.
Oh, yeah. Thank you, Newf. Thank you so much. What is up, panel? Great to be here with you guys.
Yeah.
What is up, chat? Always great to see you. And, man, it is great to be back on Gaming After Dark, where it started for me. Newf had me on. First time, my first podcast ever. I remember being so nervous for you know what I'm saying? But and it's hard to believe that was over 4 years ago, Newf, right?
Your evolution in podcasting was amazing. I remember how nervous you were, and then Doggy after the show, he kind of said, what do you think, Newf? And I gave it to him honestly. I said, where I think you nailed it, and here's where you want to work on a couple of things. He took it to heart. He went fucking out there and got at it. We had him back a couple of times. And like I said, he's been on a lot of podcasts ever since, and he's just been owning it. And we're happy to have you here again tonight, my brother.
Yeah, thank you guys for having me on. This is going to be an awesome show. So let's rock and roll. Let's do this.
Remember, even the best athletes don't always score in their first couple of games. You know what I mean?
Right, exactly.
No.
It takes some time.
An assist is just as good as a point.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So like I said, we got some great topics tonight. We're obviously going to discuss Indiana Jones. Microsoft finally scores a big W. I mean, they've had some great games. Don't get me wrong. But this one is, oddly enough, this was the game that I was kind of expecting to score lower than it's been getting. Just because I figured, because it is an intellectual property like Indiana Jones and it was being handled by Machine Games, I kind of wonder how that was going to play out. But so far, based on everything we've seen, everything we played, I've certainly played it the other night on launch night there, and I had an absolute blast. I couldn't pull myself away from it, other it was getting really late, and I'm probably going to play it right after this podcast tonight. So that's going to be the first topic. We're going to get right into that. Can't wait. Real quick though, guys. Let's get into the show. I mean, I guess real quick, what have you been playing? Also, it's called the Airplane Indiana Jones. Go ahead, Proto.
Oh, well, everybody knows at this point all I'm going to do is say Warframe, even though right now I got on my wish list, and it's probably going to happen a little bit the next few days, is the Soul Reaver 1 and 2 remaster. That's up next. So, but yeah, just grinding away on Warframe when I'm not at work, and after a near 65-hour week this week, just trying to get the time in is a little rough.
Oh, so you haven't been playing Soul Reaver, you've been playing
Warframe.
War Reaver?
War Reaver.
Whore Reaver. Excellent. How many whores have you consumed?
Horrifying. Come on.
Probably at this point, probably like 50.
Is there a
I
skill
said
tree?
hole, not whore.
I said whore.
That's all you got on your mind. Whore.
Sorry, guys.
Axel's in the
You
building.
don't pronounce Oz over here.
What's going on, brother? Good to see you. Glad you could make it. We got a first super chat of the night, and it comes in from the one, the only, the guys on the panel. So you know what? I'm going to get him to read out his own damn super chat. Doggy Dog, take it away.
Woo! That's
There
right.
you go. I like how this show is starting. There's a lot of
Small thing.
spunk in here tonight. God damn.
It's like,
Oh,
Jesus Christ.
fucking awesome. Too bad, Stack, my brother from Canada. Maple Leafs fan. I won't hold that against you, but that's okay.
Hey, that's not I'm just kidding.
Oh, shit, man.
Wait,
He wishes it was in third person still. I don't
Maple
like
Leafs fan, hey.
first and switching to the third when you're traversing. It's hard to, I don't know. It's hard to say why. I mean, they chose the view overall. I don't know if the designers ever actually specified why they particularly went with first person, or maybe that's because that's where they felt most comfortable, becoming from a background where they've done basically first person shooters pretty much their whole career. So maybe that's why. And maybe it's also to kind of like get away from the direct comparison to Uncharted, because you know damn well that's what it would have been labeled like, oh, look, it's Uncharted. But because it's in first person, it feels like a little more personal. So I don't know. I get it. I'm with two Pat on that, but I'm okay with first person. But let's get right into the topic. I don't need to ask you guys what you've been playing. I know what most of you guys have been playing. Let's get right into it. Let's start off with Perry up there, the man with the Garfield icon in the background. Perry, have you been? How are you balls deep into Indiana Jones right now? Where you at, bro?
I'm about an hour in, and
Okay.
I love it. I think it's great. And you know what? Last week I said it should have been third person. I take that back. After playing it, I'm really down with the first person.
Sweet.
It's pretty wild, right? Drags you in, especially, I love how they open with the Raiders of the Lost Ark shit. And thank God Wicked Hot decided to watch one of the movies between here and last week. So
I had to put it. I had to do it. So I watched one. I'm gonna watch the second one. And
well,
and
what
I
did you think of
liked
the
it.
first movie?
I
Because
liked
that's
it.
regarded
It
as
was
the
good.
biggest classic.
To be honest, it's good. I can see why it's a classic. I liked it. My girl was gonna take a nap, and I was just sitting there, and I put it on. She ended up watching it with me, and she just knew nothing. She's like, "What is this?" I'm like, "Well, it's Indiana Jones, and we're watching it together, I guess."
And because of the setting, because of the timeline, it's a kind of movie that came out, 1981, but even today it still holds up pretty well because it doesn't rely on, outdated special effects. I mean, there are some in there, but they're not done to the point where it's like, oh God, it looks nasty.
Right?
No, not at all. It's kind of like, well, obviously it's Harrison Ford, but it was just like watching like some of the old Star Wars movies. Like, you know what I mean? Like, in a sense,
Pretty
like just
much.
obviously less intense, Star Wars stuff, more realistic shit. But but nah, dude, it was dope. I'm definitely down. I'm gonna be watching the second one either this weekend or probably this weekend and next weekend. I'm gonna watch it. Then get on to the third one, and then I don't know if I should watch the other ones, but we'll figure it out.
Proto, is it true that you got your toilet done up like the tunnel in Indiana Jones? So when you take a crap, it looks like a big bowling ball's falling you out?
Yep, absolutely. So every time I take a dump, it's like the
Yeah. Whatever animals in his drains, like, what the hell is this?
His toilet paper comes off a roll and it's got a little whip thing on it.
Yep. Oh, hell yeah.
Huh?
It's what we do here. It's how we do in Proto's house. And then I just hit the button afterwards and it plays the thing.
Yeah, it plays the theme song.
As it flushes.
So Perry, an hour in, which is not bad. So obviously, well, you're obviously not into the Rome part yet, correct?
No, I just put on the priest outfit and then I quit. I'm going to tell you the truth, all right?
Yeah.
I pirated this game on PC because I got to play it early. And I was like, You know what?
Right
I really like this game. I'm going to stop at 45 minutes. I bought the upgrade pass.
Yep.
And I
Nice.
never went back to it, but I'm going to replay it on the Xbox itself and just get right back up to that point and finish the game.
Yeah,
but it
Frank
was
said
that
that's pretty
good that I
too.
was like, I'm buying it right now. So
Yeah, some of those objects you pick up are hilarious. There's an achievement I think for whacking a guy with the guitar.
oh yeah.
Or an
yeah,
apple.
awesome.
An apple.
I've been whacking dudes with fucking everything. That sounds dirty, but
Whack this guy, whack this guy off. whack
there's
this
like
guy.
fucking brooms and dustpans and
The
the shit. You're
fly
like, man,
swatter.
if I hit a dude with that, this isn't gonna work.
Just gotta
Fly
whack guys
swatter.
off.
Fly swatter.
Fly swatter. I'm like, yeah, that gonna knock somebody out with a fly swatter.
I took somebody down with it.
You got someone with the fly swatter?
I mean, that's swinging pretty mean fly swatter. So
Damn.
You stinky Nazi.
How'd you do? Oh, you're
How many
like,
hits did it
tomahawk.
oh, I don't know if I actually. I'm sure it probably broke before it, but no, I got the achievement for it though. There's an achievement for smacking.
Oh, there's an
somebody.
achievement for this fly swatter?
Right, I saw it.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, okay,
Oh
cool.
shit.
Oh, good.
Well, I'm gonna nail somebody with
That's
fly
dope.
swatter next.
Damn.
Sony and Perry, like an hour in, like you said, you just got the priest outfit, so you haven't seen a ton of the game yet, and the Rome level is a little bit dragged out. That's kind of pretty much just about wrapped up on that right now. But a lot of it for me, like me, I think the problem with me is I'm really searching for all the collectibles and all the notes and everything. Like I'm really taking my fucking time. I'm not pounding through this game like my ass was on fire. I'm trying to like really discover the levels and having a good time with it. And that's great. That's always a sign of a good game too, when you want to explore. You're not just like, I just want to get to the end of this shit. So,
Yeah.
they're making it pretty fun. So
I think just the way that the game was made is like perfect. It's literally like you're watching a movie, but you're playing it. And it's not like one of those stupid Sony games where you're watching a cutscene for like an hour. Like you are the cutscene in this game. And the cutscenes aren't really that long. And it just flows together. The gameplay, everything, it's beautiful. Like they actually nailed it with this game. If they can make more games like this, I think we're good to go.
Sweet.
And you know what? Even on the Series S, this thing runs like butter. So why isn't so many developers can fucking get this to look that good and run this smooth? So are these guys just ultra talented and know the engines inside and out, or just other developers really falling behind? That's a great question.
If you remember,
crazy
Machine Games, they couldn't get Wolfenstein: A New Order to run on the original Xbox One because of the core that was dedicated to the Kinect.
Yeah.
And they sat there and said, we're going to get this to work. We're going to get this 1080-60. And they did it. So I trust these guys wholeheartedly.
Yeah, that's Machine
Bravo,
Games.
boys. Give a clap. Give a shout out for Machine Games.
Oh, hell yeah.
Finally
Hell
bringing
yeah,
out a
bro.
fucking video
Machine
game that
Games,
didn't feel like a
dude.
broken
They
app.
weave in some black magic.
They tore it
Some
up.
voodoo.
Good on them. Good on them. It's good to see. It doesn't even matter that they're Xbox related or whatever. It's just good on a developer period that comes out with a product that feels fairly polished and not like, oh my god, this thing is broken as fuck.
Right.
Yep.
Right. I haven't had a single glitch with the game so far. Like it's the only frame rate drop I've even seen was in a cutscene. It dropped just a little bit.
Yeah.
And even the guys at Digital Foundry, I think, talked a little bit about it. They said every once in a while there's a little dip. But I mean, honest to God, if you're gonna get cry over a fucking cutscene,
it even does it on
Right.
PC though. So I think it's just they got to optimize a little bit, but they'll get there. It's not a big deal. The game is fine. There's nothing wrong with the game.
absolutely. And no major issues so far. There was a little bit of like an enemy like kind of disappearing into a wall, or I think one or two times or like where they kind of clip into the environment a little bit. But that's that's in a lot of games. It's not really a deal breaker. So
Yeah.
Frank says, Machine Games is the best. Awesome. So your overall, obviously, an hour in, your impressions are good though. You're really enjoying it. You think this is definitely a win for Xbox here and for Machine Games and for gamers in general. I mean, it is coming out on PlayStation, so.
Yeah, I think just in general, definitely for Xbox, because they have the money to make more of these games. That would be nice. So let's try to get it like that.
Guys, go out and support this game one way or the other. Go out and support it.
Yeah,
Make
like
sure
I
that we
said,
send a
I
message
played
to
it
the
and I was
industry.
like, let me stop and just buy the pass. This way I could just have it and play it or whatever.
Now, I've heard that, like I said, a lot of the Machine Games, or there's members of Machine Games who are from the infamous Starbreeze studio, who was obviously behind Chronicles of Riddick games. And I've been told by a few people, and I can definitely see it, that there is a bit of a Riddick feel to this game. Would you say that's true?
I only played the Chronicles of Riddick for a little bit. I don't really see the correlation, but I do know they did work on those games.
I definitely feel the fighting mechanics feel a lot like Riddick. If you go back and play the Chronicles of Riddick Escape from Butcher Bay, you'll notice
Yeah, I
that
have that.
a lot of the fighting feels very similar. Where you kind of hold your hands up, and you do the block, and then you know the counter punching and stuff. So that's definitely there. This game has those over exaggerated Indy sound effects. So,
Yep.
you know, when you punch a guy, it sounds like you're fucking hitting hamburger home runs, right? You know. Let's move over to ProtoFoxy. Proto, as you obviously been very busy with work, so it sounds like you haven't been able to dabble with this game. But at least where are you at on it? Are you planning to play it? Is there any excitement level here at all? I know you're an Indiana Jones guy.
Yeah. I mean, I'm definitely gonna. I was saying prior to the start of the show, I'm gonna fire up the PC and PC Game Pass it, and then I'll end up probably buying it on PS5 because I was looking into it, and of course it's not on last gen because I don't have the Series X. I just play on the Xbox One, but I got my PC, so that's where it's going. I'm super excited for it, and everything sounds fucking amazing, and everything I've seen looks killer. I mean, I wish I had more to comment. You know, I wish I had time to jump into it and everything, but yeah, work's just kind of eating up my life right now for the next couple of weeks. So it's just when I can devote more time to gaming and not just jumping in and out of shit, right. I'll definitely be jumping into this because, you know, I have Game Pass set up on my PC as well. Sure. So definitely going to jump into it the first chance I get.
Do you think it's a crying shame that the release date was too far past the nomination thing for the Game Awards? Because I'm wondering would this game have gotten nominated? Does anybody here think this game would have got any noms?
Oh, hell yeah.
It should be Game of the Year.
Definitely, man. Just in its reception, you know.
Take out the
DLC. You don't think it would have got noms?
It should have, but I got a weird feeling if it would have came out in October. Nah, it's still somehow slid out.
I feel like I know, like, so what? The Game Awards is this week, but like with all the voting and everything, I'm sure that you need like X amount of time before the day of the show to, like, you know, do all the schematics and the mathematics to what wins and blah 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 and all the setup. So I'm assuming like if this game did like when, you know what I mean, Doggy might be right, like it might have had to come out in like, you know, October or November.
It probably would have been out by the first week of November. Yeah.
But
you know what's funny?
Hey, if they needed the time, it's fine.
And that's just we'd just be debating on like I hate to use the word, but the politics of it. You know, do you think they made it being Xbox game, you know, into that? It deserves to be there from.
We got Keely and all his boys over here on the Supreme Court. You know, they're gonna.
Complainers, what were you gonna say?
Was asked for Kojima in October, but not for Xbox.
Oh man, dude.
Perry, you're gonna say something?
Yeah, Keely sucks. That's what I'm gonna say.
Keely sucks.
Yeah, that guy.
I mean, it's unfortunate. Yeah. The thing is too that because this game is so late, it's going to miss this awards. And guess what? It's and it's going to be way too early for next.
And it won't wrap around.
It won't even get talked about by next year. You know what I mean? It'll be like a long forgotten game. No. And if it gets talked about, everybody will sort of talk about it in a PlayStation standpoint. I'm pretty sure because it's going to be the spring on PlayStation. I mean, I don't really care. I don't give a shit that PlayStation gets to play it. I might even buy a physical copy for it on PlayStation. But you know, it'll be kind of sad because it's, you know, like again, it's just devoid of I'm making up stories here. Either which way, it's a great game. That's all that fucking matters. It doesn't matter how many trophies it gets. The reviews have been pretty damn good. So at the end of the day, play it or don't. But yeah. Let's go down to Hop, baby. What's you got to at least watch a movie that's good, so you got yourself a queen. Have you had a chance to dabble with the game then?
So unfortunately I have not been able to play the game yet. Just like Foxy, I've been like a madman. I've been busy as hell between work and doing other stuff. I haven't been able to get it, but I am gonna do the same approach. I'm gonna do the PC Game Pass on my laptop. I got the monitor, so I'm just gonna go through and play it that way. And I'll let you know how it is. But I'm glad I watched the movie on Sunday because I'm pretty sure it came out Monday, if I'm correct. I thought the game.
It came out later Sunday.
It came out later Sunday. Okay, well, I was
so
busy.
Cool. That was so cool.
Yeah.
I
Damn, I didn't even know that. I was watching football, and then I was like, you know what, Indiana Jones, and then. But no,
when did the early access start? If you paid the fee, you got to play it. When was it? Like on the
sometime on Thursday? Yeah, sometime
Thursday
night or something. I know there was a lot of guys playing it several days in advance, which is cool.
I don't blame him. Yeah.
But other than that, man, I'm looking forward to playing it. First person does not bother me one bit. Huge Dying Light fan, so and the amount of like parkour and things you do where you're just running like a madman in Dying Light, this doesn't bother me at all one bit. So I'm really looking forward to it. But other than that,
just so people know, Indiana Jones is not a straight up shooter. What I mean by that is, if you're used to shooting everything but the kitchen sink and Wolfenstein, this is not that game.
No.
There is shooting. They give you the option to play it that way, but if you haven't learned already, and if you've been watching reviews, they do encourage you to take more of a stealth approach. And they did make stealth not to the point where it's frustrating. There is a lot of leniency there. I don't know what it's like on the toughest difficulty, but let's just say for the sake of it, the enemies they are a little dumb. Like they're kind of stereotypical stealth where, like I said, you can take a guy out that's like 20 feet away, whack him, and the dude doesn't turn around, doesn't know what's going on. But at the same time, that also keeps the pace. I hate stealth games too, where they're unforgiving. You make one little mistake and you're fucked every time.
Star Wars Outlaws.
That's right. Yeah. So like, I'm glad that they encourage you to beat people up in different ways or to take different routes throughout a level and stuff like that. But they're not, bashing you for being a little bit egregious. And like I said, you get used to doing a lot of and you can use the gun and you can use the whip and you will be shooting in the game. Don't get me wrong. It's just you don't have to rely on it as a main key.
And that sounds real fucking cool, because you got games that do that, and I always harken back to the Dead Island games, however everybody ever feels about those. But I enjoyed them, and it wasn't just a straight up first person shooter; it was a first person like action game.
Yeah,
and that's something I'm into. So that sounds super exciting.
And sometimes shooting's not the best thing because that gun makes a lot of noise. And
you got options.
When you shoot that, it's alerting them all. So be ready for them to come at you and. None of those guns have a lot of bullets. And then after that, you just turn it around and beat them with the end of it till it breaks, and then that's it.
Yeah.
But
there's some great animations, though, and it's pretty cool when you're just, smashing a guy in the face with all the different objects and all that stuff. It's pretty cool. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Yeah, so obviously excited to play. You'll be playing on PC Game Pass. That's good. And how about yourself, Doggy? You've dabbled with it, obviously. How far along have you beaten it? Are you far into it? And what's your impressions?
Let's see. I've got, I checked earlier, 8 hours, 58 minutes.
Oh, you're pretty okay.
Yeah, I'm into like the Gaza. It's like a
so you're in the desert now?
Desert area. Yep. Man, that mummy cat thing, man, that took forever to get through that Vatican there, right? But like you said, explore, find those books so you can up what Indy can do and stuff. That's crucial. You want to get like that lucky hat thing where you could get your second chance, grab the fedora, get your second chance, third chance, that kind of stuff. I absolutely loved the way this game started out with Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Yes,
I hadn't I hadn't seen these movies for a while. I was like, as it was going, I was like, wait a minute. I remember this, right? Like, I remember this. And then as you're playing, I'm like, yes, this is the beginning of Raiders of the Lost Ark. And you're just like, yes, this is so cool. Like, so how far are they going to go into this? And it ends up being like, just him dreaming or whatever. Man, that was such a cool start to that.
Very cool.
Very cool. The music, the ambience, the presentation of this is just amazing. It just makes you feel like you're watching a movie. Sometimes I'm watching this and you feel like you're watching a movie, right? Or watching, sometimes playing this and you're watching these cutscenes, right?
I have to ask you guys and have to ask you, Doug, you probably know for sure, but did you guys realize that the guy in Raiders of the Lost Ark, the guy that takes him into the temple and he gets killed, did you guys realize that's a young Alfred Molina who ended up playing Doc Ock in Spider-Man 2?
Oh yeah.
Yep.
A lot of people didn't know that until like just recently. They're like, "Oh my god, it is him! It's Alfred Molina." Yeah, and just the likeness. I couldn't believe they even use like their likeness is not just because I'm sure they had to get Harrison Ford to sign off on the likeness policy and stuff like that. And Troy Baker, I mean, kudos to him. He really did a damn good job of that freaking
the voice,
the imitation voice, man. He knocked it in the park, pretty damn good.
That's what I'm saying. You feel like you're sitting there watching a movie, right? And you forget you're watching the movie, and then it'll come back to the point where it's in first person, and you're sitting there for a while, and you're like, "Oh yeah, I'm supposed to be playing," and it just
zooms out. You're like, "Oh shit,"
because it just takes you in. That's so much, you know, and
That's
the
a good
story's
feeling,
so
dude.
good, the exploration's so good, the sounds, the old school sounds are excellent. I just don't. I don't. I love.
Dude,
like,
you make it sound so good, dude. You like
I-
you
I-
want to
I'm
go play it
addicted
right
to it.
fucking now, dude. See you guys
I'm
later.
addicted to it. I'm addicted to it.
We're close to the show now. We're gonna go play Indy. Let's go.
Yeah. We have
Show's over.
postponed the show.
And just the amount of polish and everything they had on this. And just it's. There's a lot of love poured into that.
Well,
you
you're
know?
in
Like,
Rome.
there's-
You're actually like you can go around with this camera and take pictures and stuff, and they get you to take pictures, and you get like credits for it. So like I'm taking a picture of the Sistine Chapel, the friggin' the roof and everything, you know, and all this cool stuff that they had on the glass, and you can take pictures of these stray cats, which is really cool because you guys know me loving cats.
Yeah. What about
You
the
get
children
credits
in the
for that.
basement?
There's like a bunch of like little like offset stuff in the game too to just adds a little more
didn't have that.
mystique and adventure to it, you know.
Yeah, the
Oh,
first
man.
person view. I think I agree with Perry. I think they did the right thing with that. I think it works. I think it works great with
Hell
a little
yeah.
bit of third person.
What can I
especially
say?
when he's doing the
I
puzzles.
stopped over in Rome and I took a lot of pictures of different pussy.
And children. What was in
And-
the basement, Newf?
And the combat's fun too. The combat in the first person doesn't feel clunky at all.
Too funny.
I don't know. I don't.
The
have
whip
too
is
much
cool,
bad-
right? Like, you know, pulling the guns out of people's hands or bringing them closer to you so you can pound them.
Yeah, whip's cool. I do not have that ability. I missed that in the
Mental.
Vatican to pull them closer to you. So I missed that. So I passed on that. Like I don't know where I missed that. So or maybe I have the book and I didn't notice it yet. Yeah, just I really don't have too many. Oh yeah, and I know something else I was going to say. The loading times. You notice there's like no loading times for anything. It's just a constant. It's just a constant flow. Like I don't know. This was well polished, well
and
done.
shout out to Tony Todd, rest in peace. We were talking about some people are like, who's Tony Todd? I'm like, you don't know who Tony Todd is? He's a freaking candy man. I mean, that he'll be over for known that's his famous role, but I mean, it's crazy that this game literally now comes out like several weeks after his passing, which is too bad because he wasn't there to see the launch of it. But he shows up early in the game, very imposing figure, and you know, he's got that great delivery. You know, he brings a lot of life to his characters, and I'm not at the end of the game yet, so at some point I know we confront him again, I think, but I'm only did the first confrontation with him, which is early in the game, and it's pretty impressive. You know, and sometimes even just the way this game is done, it almost gives you a little bit of the RE7 Resident Evil 8 kind of vibe to a certain degree, you know what I mean? Just because of the first person view and some of the settings, it almost kind of seems oddly familiar, but I know that's not intentional, but it just kind of came off to me. It's like, yeah, this could almost pass for part of the Resident Evil series, you know?
You guys just keep talking it up, man. I'm getting more and more excited. I'm about to jump off now.
This guy's getting all hot and bothered. Good thing he's not on cam.
His mic goes silent. He's just gone. All of a sudden, he comes back.
You have to change your draws. Got a little cream up in there. Yeah, dang. But
The hell is that noise?
no, it's yeah, it's an excellent game. I mean, they really did they outdid themselves with this one. So
Damn.
hats off to Machine Games and everything you brought with this, because they brought it. I knew it was going to be good. I knew I'd like it because I loved Indiana Jones anyway, but you wouldn't even have to like Indiana Jones to like this.
Perry, do you do any pre-orders at your
it's just
store
that
though?
good.
Because one thing I did heard and was a little concerning was that for a title of this magnitude of Indiana Jones, the pre-orders, there was an article about the pre-orders, and they said they were very, very low for a game of this sort of caliber and magnitude. And I don't know if that's just because of the nature of the business that we're in right now, or if it's because, you know, again, because of Game Pass, or because of, you know, the fact that I guess like for us, a lot of us guys on this panel are a little bit older. We're certainly aware of Indiana Jones and its history, whereas a lot of kids today are driving game sales in the industry. They have fucking no clue. Most of them don't even know who Harrison Ford is, let alone Indiana Jones. You know what I mean? So you know, maybe there's but do you do pre-orders or no?
I do pre-orders, but nobody has come in for this one. I think it's just Game Pass. I'll be honest. But that's all right. What are you gonna do?
Well, I mean, it is Game Pass. I mean, that's how I'm playing it right now, which is fantastic. Again, is the value of Game Pass, and this is what Microsoft wants Game Pass to do. And this is the kind of game that they needed to get in Game Pass to hopefully drive more subscriptions to it. I mean, that's a big reason that I went out and re-upped to my Ultimate. So there you go. It's proof in the pudding, right? Again, you know, as long as people are playing it, and eventually I will buy this game. I will buy a copy of it to have it, you know, no matter what my subscription is. Like I said, I'll just buy it down the road. Maybe when it's on sale, or I'll pick up a physical copy probably on the PlayStation next year when it comes out. I haven't decided, but I will be like buying the copy, but I'm playing it on Game Pass and loving it. So a win-win, right?
And what a great follow-up game. You know, if you've got people, new subscribers in there for Call of Duty, what a great follow-up game.
Punch,
shows okay, maybe these guys do mean some business here, you know. So like you said, nice 1-2 punch. So and play it through on Game Pass, Newf, and then pick up the physical on PlayStation. Play through it again.
Yeah, I expect the lighting and stuff in the PS5 Pro should look pretty amazing. I mean, that's one of the things that the Series X version has over the S, is there is better lighting, better textures, little things like that. The smaller stuff, right? Stuff that, you know, a lot of gamers don't pay much attention to in the grand scheme of things, but the tech nerds out there, the guys with the powerful PCs are probably, you know, noticing some of the finer points, which does make the game pop a little more, look a little more realistic, I guess, in the grand scheme of things. Yeah,
that PC, those PC specs, man, whatever you had to have to get that to run full, that looked pretty rough. I'm glad I'm not like I don't do the PC gaming thing. I'm glad I don't have to deal with all that, you know, because it looked pretty hardcore. So.
But isn't that also a testament to the Series S, that the Series S is running this game flawless?
That's great point.
And you're saying it's using ultra high spec PC, and here we are running on this little, what we call it, the potato?
The potato. Yes.
Potato.
Potato. Yeah.
Not bad for a potato. I'll take that one all day, every day.
Because I'm Mr. Potato Head.
I'm Mr. Like the potato.
Isa.
Tell us, Ray, put some perspective. I'm not fussed. I only have a 1080p TV. I got no 4K.
Oh, man. I got no.
It's all good, brother. 4K is great and all, but like I said, 1080p still gets the job done.
1080p
you know what I mean?
was perfectly fine. Like,
yeah, give me the frames.
It still is, yeah. Like
it's the frames, and that's the thing. This game runs at what, 60 frames a second. It's fucking solid.
Steady 60 frames. Yeah,
that's what we need, baby. That's what we like to hear.
Yeah,
First game in a long time that came out, and there's no fucking bones about it. You know what I mean? It wasn't a lot of bullshit. Here you go, boys. Here's your 60. No fucking settings. No shit. Just 60 frames.
Yeah, this wasn't our wasn't our vision to put it at 30 frames.
Yeah, they didn't come out like that.
This bitch is 60 frames. There you go.
Shout out to another dev who didn't go, oh, we intended the game to run at 30 6 months later. Here's
creative vision.
Shout out to that fucking dev. Machine Games, another round of applause.
It was a stylistic choice to be 30 frames.
Yeah,
but then the PC version was 60
just
frames.
Just be upfront with gamers. That's all we want. We don't need this
right,
bullshit,
yeah.
Like,
no bullshit.
We're trying, but we're struggling. You know, we'll bring it out in a patch. You know what? That's better off than to tell us that we'll try to get the game optimized. We got to make a launch run. We get how these games work. We get that they got to bring them out, but don't bullshit us. Don't give us. Right. It was our intended. Every dev now has got to be trying to push 60. They know how gamers want at least their 60. Yeah. So don't give me that bullshit. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Next time you guys want to go bullshit somebody, go bullshit yourselves.
Yeah, like
I can't remember that movie that was.
You know, and the only games that I can basically sit back and go now that, like, if they're not standard 60 is like if it's a fucking really massive open world game that requires massive CPU usage, let alone a graphics issue, like GTA 6. If that fucking game runs at 60, I'll be blown away. I'm pretty sure you guys feel the same.
No way. Yeah, just no way.
I can't see that run to 60.
I got my
when it
money
comes
on
out.
no way. Yeah, it took them 2 generations to get GTA 5 running at 60. So I mean, there's no way. No.
Right?
Yeah. So yeah, but Who knows? But I doubt it. That's
Yeah,
gonna be
that
too-
shit plays at 60. I'll come on here like, oh no, it's Alex.
Oh,
Fucking
yeah.
slap my cheek real quick and just
No online co-op for Power Rangers game. Not again.
Yeah, let Perry. Yeah,
Dude.
let Perry. Yeah, Perry.
Dude,
Perry.
okay, so I got it too, but let Perry rain down on
All right,
the,
Perry, you got this off topic, but since I think we're almost
Yeah.
through the Indiana Jones
That's
Ghost,
too bad. Too. Yeah, it's too bad.
I
yeah.
played this game
with
today.
No online co-op sounds like a big missed
Yep.
opportunity here.
Yep. Let him
Listen,
have
I
it.
love the Power Rangers. I grew up with Power Rangers. Okay. I played this game today.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I finally got my blood pressure back up after over a year and a half.
He's like taking
I
Jesus.
screamed, I yelled, I said things I shouldn't have said ever.
Damn.
That's hardcore.
I rage quit the game
Oh,
a couple hours in. I was like, you know what, man, I'm done.
Does it play bad too? Is it or like
It plays very slow. I don't know why. The controls feel like they're just not like
as
refined.
responsive.
Yeah, because you're getting beat up by putties, and I'm trying to jump and stuff, and I can't move. And
feel
I'm like, what is
tanky-ish-
going on here?
tanky-ish
I'm in that-
kinda-
So I have it as
Shanky,
well.
that's it. Because a lot of people have been writing that on Steam in the reviews.
Oh, is that okay?
Yep.
All right. Yeah.
I don't know, man. And then the Megazord fights are just awful because
Whoa, that
you
first
literally
bolt
have to
is
juke
like-
and
Oh,
jive.
Fight.
And
You got to juke and jive, but you got to follow the pattern.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And it's not like, okay, so the
Like
guy,
the
there's,
bobbing
a,
and
there's
weaving
eye
like this,
guy.
dude.
Eye guy will throw eyeballs at you in the Megazord, but he has to do his pattern.
Yep.
If he does his pattern and you get hit, he still keeps doing his pattern until you dodge all the freaking eyeballs,
Yep.
and then he'll do another attack. But then he'll come towards you, and you can punch him once or twice, and he jumps away again. You're fighting in the Megazord for like an hour
Oh
if
my
you can't
God.
get the patterns
Oh.
down.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's,
so I mean that's the part that really sucks.
That and the no co-op, right? Like the
The no co-op, it's only no co-op for Xbox and Switch owners. They have to wait.
Yes.
PlayStation
Oh, so they have it
5,
for PlayStation.
PlayStation 5 and Steam, you have online co-op. However, it's not 5-player online co-op, it's
It's
2-player
only-
because they
yep.
can't figure out how to do the 5 when they promised the 5.
man,
Yeah,
how
yeah,
could
yeah.
you like
I'll
just,
still take
Oh.
you over none.
just delay that?
So I have it on the
Like,
Well-
PlayStation because I'm gonna play with a buddy, and no, I agree with Perry
Well,
too.
here's
dude.
you got to watch out though when you play with a buddy because once you get when you're in the Megazord with other people,
Oh,
if you get hit once, it switches to your buddy. If he's not paying attention,
What?
doesn't know what's going on, it switches back to you. Then it switches back to him. That like
fuck is this?
who the hell made this game?
The five would be perfect.
Oh my
and how?
god!
And I
They
was
took
like
a
super
simple
excited
concept
for
and
that.
just ruined it. Like this game should have been better than Shredder's Revenge.
Yeah.
And it's just not.
It
Like
should've.
Shredder's Revenge, like is perfect. It's like the perfect
Dude.
example of bringing back
Yeah.
an old school beat 'em up into
Right.
the modern era.
And
I'll
the
go one above.
online
Streets
was
of Rage
perfect
4,
for that.
best beat 'em up I played.
Bang!
Oh, dude,
Yep.
Great.
Oh,
Streets of
That's
Rage
great too.
4
Hell
was
yeah.
awesome. Oh my god, I love that.
Knocked
was
out
all
Mark
amazing.
that
That
one.
would be even fucking dope.
All the
I
way
got to
down.
go back through it actually. I
Rage
fucking
soundtrack.
loved Streets of Rage 4.
But
Let's fucking do it. We need to hook up and play that, boys. Let's go. Streets of Rage
Dude.
4. I want to get out with some people.
So the
I'll
Xbox
I'll
and
play
Switch,
beat 'em ups all
I'll
day.
play some Streets of Rage 4 with you. Yeah.
they are going to get the online co-op eventually,
Yeah.
and then they're saying that they will release the 5-on-5 online co-op eventually.
They'll
So
get
I don't
it,
know what's
like-
going on with this
But
game.
that's when it would be at its peak. Would be the 5-on-5. Otherwise, like it kind of defeats the whole. I don't know.
And the game doesn't adjust when you play single player. You would think it would adjust. Okay, there's just one person playing. No, they're sending like 30 enemies at you or whatever it is, and you're by yourself.
Hmm.
And
My
the
thing is,
player,
too, like, haven't
the
they
player
learned
keeps
anything
saying-
from the Battletoads fucking game where the Battletoads game should have been a bigger hit and fucking it kind of just died on its own hill because of the same shit?
yeah.
I can't really figure out how to get this game to run well in online co-op. It's like, Jesus, just try it, man. Like, it can't be that fucking complicated. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If the
That's a damn
fucking if guys can get the fucking Doom to run on the Switch, I'm pretty sure there's a developer out there that can make co-op run in Battletoads.
You know what's
Right, yeah.
sad is that was Digital Eclipse, right? And they always do a great job at these.
I know. It's
with
just
these games. Digital
shocking.
equipment,
Yeah,
run the ball, and I've
Google
talked to them
awesome.
before, and they really sucked on that, obviously. So whatever.
I mean, it's different, with online. Like, I mean, it was back in the day. Yes, it was like, I understand if this was like years ago where like there was more people to play with you on the couch. But how many of us get our friends over for couch co-op now? I mean, unless you're bringing a girlfriend over to fiddle her diddly.
Moon, dude.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah, you bring them on
we're
a
not
date.
really couch co-op and a whole
Here we
lot
go
of
for
shit
date.
these
This
days.
is the date.
Yeah,
Oh.
couch co-op is a whole different meaning when you got the woman over.
Yeah, just go on Tinder, find yourself a
that's
lady
right,
to come
eh?
over, lock the door,
Co-op.
put on TMNT.
Have a hooker
A lot
play
of
the
greasy
Megazord battle with
joysticks in
you.
your
She's going to
house,
charge you
Polo.
overtime.
That's what I'm
fuck.
saying, dude. We're gonna get some strippers, and we're just gonna play couch co-op. That's what we're gonna pay them to play.
Couch
That that sounds like a very expensive night.
That's a different couch co-op.
Yeah, no, it's gonna. Don't worry, it'll be worth it. We'll put it on
Yeah,
the
we're
credit
gonna
card.
bring out a live version of co-op. It's gonna be Nude Twister online.
Not as fun as you would think it is.
Sweet, and it's gonna be everybody on the panel. It's gonna
See
be
that-
one big sausage party.
I'm gonna play with some old ladies,
Oh,
and she's gonna be
shit.
left tit green, right tit blue.
See that the Connect would still be kicking if they had that.
Oh,
Hell
I'm telling
Hell
you.
yeah, dude. We'd be playing Naked Uno.
God.
More like naked Ono.
Naked Uno.
Oh,
my
fuck.
God.
Yeah, everybody
Cougar
remembers when the
Man.
first Xbox camera came out, and Uno was the fucking game. We fucking dick shits all over the place. God damn! I don't mind talking to somebody. We don't need to see your penis while you're playing cards. What the
Like,
fuck?
what the fuck is
Huh?
that?
Yeah, I fold.
You can't,
I fold there,
sir, you
yeah.
can't bet that. Can't bet that, sir. Put it away.
Yeah, he's
And
all
this, my
in.
friend,
Well, I
is why
gotta
you
bet
are
it. It's
gaming
the only way I
after
can get it out of the wife's purse.
dark. Cougar Man's like, did I hear hookers?
Hookers. Did I hear
It only comes around when that word comes out.
Oh fuck, man. Anyway, that really sucks about the Power Rangers game because I know
Yeah,
a lot
it
of
does.
people were kind of a little bit hyped and excited, and that just
I was.
inflated the
Yeah,
whole
I
fucking
was-
balloon.
No, yeah. It's
was
gotta,
super
it's
excited.
gotta get better. It's gotta get better because I got it too, and I'm feeling it kind of the same way as Perry.
See, I was wanting to pick that up. Yeah. Huh.
Like, dude, on a sale, definitely grab it. But dude, there's some parts where it will frustrate you, and like just the slight delay in the movement, and you're kind of slow. It's almost like you're playing a hero shooter, and everybody needs your help, and you're like, "Don't worry, guys, I'm coming." No sprint, and you're just like, "I'm coming, guys." And dude, and like the double dash, it's like real quick unless you like hold it, but I do appreciate like how they kept it kind of like if you like Power Rangers, they kept it mad retro where it's you go to the juice bars there. They got the original people there. You know what I mean? Like they didn't give you they didn't give you different people or anything like that. They gave the originals, and I just appreciated that. Even Bulk and Skull was there. You know what I mean? They were at the juice bar.
So it's just pretty much boils down to the gameplay.
There's just
the
some
gameplay.
slight things. Yeah, there's some
And they can patch it and fix all that stuff.
Yeah,
People just have to let them know.
Yeah, it's not going to be like it'll definitely be fixed. The little things that can be fixed, but like Perry said, there are some things where, oh man, it's going to test you. It's going to test you, baby.
I'll just wait for the patch that hopefully they fix the gameplay.
Yeah, get it on a
gameplay
sale and
those
wait
kind
for
of things, like so.
Yeah, no rush.
If
dude.
it's a little
No
rough
rush.
around the edges and it doesn't go out and sell really well, guess what? It's probably going to end up in Game Pass a little bit quicker.
Whoop, whoop, whoop.
I wanted to get that game. I was going to get it, but I have so much stuff to play right now. Like I was just like, okay, I'll just pick that up like on the next sale or whatever. So and they'll have it all ironed out by then, I would say. So I'm sure it's fun. Like how many levels are in it? Like is it a nice long game? Is it?
Ooh,
Jesus,
I'm not too
Bob,
far. I'm not too
I'm
far
gonna need
into
a
it.
PhD to read that.
Gotta sell her points. Everybody's talking about hookers.
Doggy, I think it's like a 5-hour game if you do like most of it. I think I read online, but
That's cool. That's cool. And then probably the more times you run through it, you probably unlock
Yeah, there's a
stuff.
GI Joe.
yeah, or
fucking
like
beat 'em
you
up game
do
out there,
different
too.
things. I'm not sure. They said around like 5 hours, maybe a little bit more.
If the
Yeah, it's
GI Joe
15
game doesn't have
levels.
Storm Shadow mode, it's got to have Storm Shadow.
Snake
Yeah.
Eyes
levels,
is
and you unlock
show,
Green
but-
Ranger.
Yeah, you get the Green Ranger after you beat it, which is what I
Okay,
want,
see, that's what I'm
what I
saying. Yeah,
want.
so
Yeah.
I'm gonna
so
play my
there's
little
other
skin
shit.
flute, and then I get my Zord to come out.
Unsheath the sword.
Come out, come out.
Go Power Ranger.
Anyway, just kind of back on topic. Any final thoughts about I guess Indiana Jones? Obviously, it sounds like for those of you who haven't played, you're dying to play, which is good. That means the game is hitting the right nerve. For those of us have had played, it sounds like the impressions are very good so far. And like I said, we all know the dreaded curse of the movie-based games and how a lot of times they butcher the properties. But it sounds like Machine Games obviously are first of all big fans of Indiana Jones, and that they did it well. They did it right. They brought a little nostalgia. They made something new. And oddly enough, I would say this game so far is probably turning out to be better than the last two movies. So,
Yes.
and it's a win for Xbox finally, where they can get a game where I was thinking this is going to be another one that's going to get torched to shit because it's it's essentially an Xbox game now out of Bethesda and Machine. And but it seems like I guess it's too hard to.
It was
to
too
kinda
good
not
to.
just
It was too
give
good.
credit.
Yeah, it was too good to bash. And I'm thinking, see, like next week they're gonna be like on like Paramount Plus has their movies or whatever.
Yeah.
Streaming of Indiana Jones movies up, like a certain percentage or whatever. Like people like it's gonna drum up a little more interest or whatever.
Mhm.
So maybe not. You're working
Too
hard.
bad it
Hey,
didn't kind of.
we got one guy
you know,
on board here. So
Yep.
It kind of didn't come out just a little bit earlier, like come out alongside the movie, the Dial of Destiny. If the game had a launch close
Right.
to that, it could have
yeah.
paid off dividends for both. But I don't know. Maybe it's a good thing it didn't, because the stink of Dial of Destiny might have ran off on the
Right,
Indiana
that's
Jones.
it would have ran down up in that.
The bad.
Yeah,
Ew,
shat all over
ew,
You know what I
So
saw?
maybe it's better off.
ew.
Yeah.
I saw a clip of Greg Miller from Kind of Funny going, it's a 6.5. I was like, bro, are you on crack?
What?
That guy's like the Roger Ebert of freaking gaming. Get this guy out of here.
And nobody listens.
Let
to
me guess.
Roger
You probably
Ebert
thought
anyway.
Death Stranding
know,
was
right?
a fucking 9, right?
Yeah, shout out to Machine Games for that. They
Cooked.
I knew I was going to like this game, but I didn't think I was going to be like once I started playing, I'd be that much addicted to everything that it had to offer, and just like I said, you just feel like you're watching a movie and you get lost in it, and like, oh yeah, okay, wait, I gotta play, and stuff. So yeah, they did a great job with anything that you can name. Great, came out polished, everything. So
you play Indiana Jones, you're like, this is what games should be like.
Right? Yeah,
Like,
I mean,
currently,
it really
this is what these big games should be like.
Yeah, they
Imagine a Halo game like that.
Oh man.
Yeah, and there's a sense of obviously
Beautiful.
exploration, and there's a sense of
the exploration.
obviously upgrading your skills, but that's again, the exploration pays off because you get the books to upgrade skills.
Yep.
But it's not done like in an RPG-esque kind of fashion where you feel like you're just too bogged down with all this like stuff that doesn't need to be there. And sometimes that's what happens with games. They overcomplicate themselves and they kind of take away the fun of just getting into playing, which again is one of the biggest reasons I'm such a big fan of Hellblade, because it doesn't bog you down with RPG stuff. You don't have to, you just worry about the story and the character and the game itself. You're not worried about whether my sword is level 50 and my fucking kilt is fucking
good
level
point.
85 and I got to do 50 fucking missions to get, a fucking pink thong or some bullshit like that, like just
Right.
yeah, like I'm so over that kind of
Wait a
bullshit.
minute,
like,
wait.
following that
Great.
scheme.
How
Great
much
point.
DPS does the fucking thong possess once you put it on? That could matter. That could matter.
That was a great
Depends on how
point,
tight
though.
it is.
Yeah.
Yes.
You
Excellent.
explore to your heart's content here, in that you're going to make Indy as good as you explore. But I don't think, you don't have to spend 50 hours in this and get everything to ultimately probably finish this. I wouldn't think, I mean, like,
Question.
you're just going to get.
Or actually,
Shout
not
out
a
to me,
question.
shout out to Jago's in the chat, by the way, guys. Shout out to all the people that showed up into the podcast, including my good buddy Iceman and LeMay. She says,
Yeah,
I work for
Iceman.
IGN. Indiana Jones 4 out of 5 out of 10, too much puzzles. But oddly enough, you brought up IGN, which is where one of the most surprising reviews came. They actually gave it a fucking 9, and my jaw just about rolled on the floor.
Sweet mother of pearl.
Really?
What
Yeah,
happened
well,
over
the-
there?
IGN gave it a 9, and I was like,
Who's
wow.
pissing in the
I was
Kool-Aid
not
over
expecting
there?
that.
Hell froze over.
They must have fell asleep.
What is this?
They fell asleep
Had to
while they
bring
were
a
writing their
Kool-Aid, come on.
7. They were like,
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. You're drinking the Kool-Aid over there.
Yeah, Perry's Kool-Aid. This tastes a little funny.
Got a bit
It's
of
not the
wang.
Kool-Aid I drink.
It deserved.
Like,
That's how good. That's
my
how
jaw
good the
tightened
game
up when I
is.
drink it.
Is it's undeniable that it's that good, you know.
Damn.
So I mean,
Mhm.
yeah, they did.
Oh,
They
I
did a
think
great
there's
job.
got a
with any of it.
Starburst one over there.
I did hear and on Indiana Jones, I think I heard it on Boom Show that you can go back to the missions or something if you miss stuff and you can like redo them or whatever it is.
That's
I'm
the
not- I haven't played
after
it,
you
but-
finish the game, like if you
Yep.
miss, if you
Yep.
if you miss everything, of course you want to try and do as many
Yeah,
of these
everything in your
missions as
first
you
go.
can to get
Yeah.
Indy up as much powerful because later in the game, of course, it's gonna of course,
Yeah, you gotta get ready for that domination.
But yeah, you can go back and mop
win.
up if you're a completionist on this and you want to go back after it's over. There's no new game plus. It's just
That
It's
used to be the
just,
most frustrating part about playing the Batman games for me. It was always fucking going to some door and you couldn't open it and you're trying to figure why the fuck I can't get in this door. I can't reach this area. And you don't realize that the game really doesn't tell you, yeah, you're going to need this item, which you won't get for another 3 hours into the game, right? But you're just staring at this shit
Yeah.
going, why can't I access it? And I'm breaking my
Yeah, what
balls
the
trying to
hell?
figure out, how do I get there? And then you finally realize when you get the device later in the game, oh, now it makes sense. But there's no thing like, hey, man, you need... right?
It's like the whole let me
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me out.
Oh yeah, Proto puts in a great perspective. IGN
Fuck
loves
yeah.
Concord.
Corn cord?
Concord. Well, that's pretty much what the game was.
It's
Corn-
corn cord.
corn cob. Corn cob.
cornhole.
Yeah, cornhole. Corn
Oh.
cob.
There it
That's-
is. There's
that's-
corn cord.
I don't think I've ever seen a game in the last 7 or 8 years that got lambasted as bad as that game.
No,
Fucking
it
just
was
died
yeah.
quick, didn't it?
No, it was well overdue. Oh, how the mighty have fallen.
Yes. Yep.
Well,
That is
It
definitely
was
again.
janky. I mean, I missed. It was gone so fast. I know I didn't have a chance to.
Yes,
even
and thank
see it.
God the Indiana Jones and Machine Games developers didn't come out and insult their fan base. You know,
exactly.
if you guys don't play this fucking game, you're all
I
just a bunch of
forgot they
fucking
did that.
shitheads.
I forgot they did that. Yeah.
You're a bunch of big. You're
Yeah,
bigot.
if you don't play Indiana Jones, you guys are a bunch of fucking bigots.
Yeah. I don't care. You guys are stupid anyway. You just play video games. Like I don't care what you think.
If you don't play this, you're the Nazis that you're killing.
Well, because it seems like every dev is doing that bullshit lately, and it's like, guys, can you keep your fucking devs just get them to do their game and keep their mouth shut?
Yeah, instead of
Why go,
riding a
what?
little scooters around, dressing like friggin' you're asleep all day long with the hair up like Pebbles Flintstone, why don't you do your job and develop games?
Right.
Yeah,
Exactly.
What
Come
good
on.
is that gonna do going on Twitter talking shit to the people buying games and
They're supposed to
calling-
buy your game.
Yeah, look, what the fuck good is that? Just shut up.
If you guys
Shut
all come to
up.
a
I mean,
podcast
like-
and say, "Oh, you guys in the fucking chat, you're all a bunch of fucking losers," and I don't
Yeah,
understand why you
Right,
come here.
exactly.
You have
Right?
you have to learn.
And
how
then,
to
and then you
shut
wonder why
up.
it fails. It's like, how come nobody's listening to me?
Yeah,
Yeah,
well,
no-
it's pretty much
know.
exactly like that's why you have PR people to handle that stuff, and you just
Yeah.
keep your nose to the grindstone, do your work. That's what you get paid for.
Right.
And you hope that people love your game. At the end of the day, as gamers, we hope that all games come out and do well. Nobody sits here and goes,
Right.
"Man, I want a game to fucking fail." But at the
Exactly.
same time, we're all smart enough as gamers to know that when we see bullshit, when you see the bullshit when it's in front of us now, like you see like why certain games are the way they are, and you're just kind of like why are you putting this in a game, or why are you designing stuff when nobody's asking for that stuff? You know what I mean?
Right.
Stop catering to like 2% of the population and fucking cater to the fucking 98% of people that keep telling you, we want this in the game, we want these characters,
Absolutely.
like the fucking deaf heads that don't make a fucking Splinter Cell game. Telling you for
Right,
fucking
yeah.
years, Ubisoft, you just make a Splinter Cell game, you guys are gonna make some fucking money, even if it's a goddamn remake. But instead, you keep making stupid fucking shit, and your stocks are going down the toilet. And then you're crying and wondering why your fucking company is in serious fucking trouble because you ain't listening to the right gamers. I'm not saying you ain't listening to gamers, but you ain't listening to the right ones.
Yeah.
So, yeah, something tells me that they would make a little money if they did another Splinter Cell. Yeah, I think I agree. with you.
Wouldn't they? At least
Yeah,
the hardcore
I-
fuckers like us
yeah,
who like the franchise would buy
I
it.
think another Splinter Cell is
It-
coming. In one
It'd
way
do
or
better.
another.
It'd do better in Skull and Bones, you know. So
That's
I
another
mean,
one.
you know, I mean, God forbid they actually listen to the people who consume the product and realize, hey, we're a little bit smarter than they're giving us credit for.
And it's okay to make a sexy woman in a game, guys. I'm sorry. I mean, look at fucking Stellar Blade. Sorry, maybe call us perverts, but it is what it is. Fucking how many copies that game sold already?
There's nothing wrong with sexy women in games.
Sexy women can still be sexy and fucking tough. They don't all need to be look like a bunch of twat waffles that fucking no tits, no ass, and look like dudes with giant jawbones. Like what the fuck?
Look at the beauties. Look at some of the beauties that have been in fighting games from the past. You know, Mei
Hell yeah.
Chun-Li, you know, these ladies could kick your ass. They could kick my ass from here to right over there.
My head between Chun-Li's thighs all day, every day.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? There have been sexy girls.
I'm there. Yeah, I'm there.
Even Tomb Raider, even the 1996 Tomb Raider with her pointy tits and her fucking square face was sexier than some of the girls that we got now.
It's all about perspective.
Not saying you got to make every girl look like they fucking stepped off a porn screen, but we're just saying you don't have to make all the fucking characters masculine.
Yeah.
They even put there was a game podcaster the other day. They put Tubi in a game. You know Tubi from Nier Automata. Yeah. And they put her in a game, and I forget which game it is. And it's not Stellar Blade because you can get her for Stellar Blade, and she looks like she's supposed to look. But they put her in some other game, and she looks like a fucking dude. She got giant fucking shoulders, and they flattened her tits out, and they made her legs look like dudes' legs. And even it was a girl podcaster, and she said, "What the fuck are you doing?" She said, "2B looks like a dude." And I'm like, "Wow,
damn."
She does like this character and I don't even know how like whoever licensed that to go to that game would even allow that to go on. It's like, how did you ruin our character? Like, fucking dude. Anyway, we're like way off track now from Indiana Jones talking about games with weird dudes. I don't know. That's right. Jamie Lee Curtis back in fucking. She was tough and looked pretty damn good back in the old Arnold Schwarzenegger movie True Lies.
Yeah.
Proto's like, yeah. You remember that scene, don't you, Proto? Huh?
Yeah.
You don't remember that scene in True Lies? Come on, please
fuck yeah.
In True Lies, right?
Yeah, when I was a teenager, my shit dropped. I'm like, I did not realize Jamie Lee Curtis looked like that.
Damn.
It was just that was the moment the balls dropped. It was like, damn.
The moment right there.
Right there is it.
True Lies, the moment my puberty became real.
Yep.
Woke up with some wet pants.
Yeah.
My balls dropped and my voice got screechy.
I swear it was real.
Here in strange places now.
Like Jago says, yeah, the Lawbreakers beta lasted longer than Concord's full release. That's pretty sad.
Yeah.
That sucks.
Oh fuck, man. What Splinter Cell? You know, that's always up for debate. My personal favorite Splinter Cell, to be quite honest, is almost a tie. I mean, I really love Chaos Theory. That was the game that made me a fan of the franchise. But I really like Conviction a lot.
Me too.
They're kind of a toss-up between the two. I like the feel and the play of Conviction, and I kind of like, you know, they took away the goggles. I know that's a big problem people have with Convictions. It didn't feel enough because he was kind of like, you know, looks more like a civilian style clothes, and he didn't have his trademark goggles. But everything about that game was fucking really cool to me. Like just the way it looked and the graphics and that kill system that they came up with for that game, where you beat up a couple guys slowly and you got the mark thing. Then you could take out like 5 dudes like one thing. So you press the button. Toot. I thought it was awesome. It rewarded you for being stealthy, and then you got even more fucking stealthy because it would give you the kill fucking things. But yeah. But anyway, back to Indiana Jones.
Indiana Jones
And the woman of my last fart.
Yeah. She never did
Oh.
call me back.
Any final thoughts on Indiana Jones, or is just this a final W and a big win for Bethesda Machine and Microsoft?
Like we did.
Yep.
Right.
Big win there.
It was a long time coming,
win,
right?
baby.
It felt like that's something they definitely need to kind of go out on a high note for this year. Builds up a little momentum, you know, like 2 big releases back to back with Call of Duty coming out and being a massive success. Yeah. And now hopefully, like I said, Indiana Jones is a success. I don't know how they're going to gauge this game, like I said, like, is it just going to be by the engagement? How many people are playing it, which I think is obviously going to be huge. If it is bringing in Game Pass numbers, I'm pretty sure they're going to be gauging that more so than physical copies, because I think physical copy wise, this game's probably not going to sell huge numbers. But I think if the Game Pass engagement is good and subscription numbers are up, then I'd say that's a good thing for them.
I think it's sold over $1 million in the early access.
Well, that's good. Like people paying like that, like 30, 40 bucks extra, whatever. That's crazy.
That's wild.
I think it'll do good, good enough money wise and stuff. And then just people playing it in Game Pass, and just the fact that you got some good momentum off of a great game that just plays good, looks good, great press from even like you're talking about, like IGN, the inventors of the number 7, went up to number 9, for this, so I mean, I don't know. I just
and guys, can we all hopefully you guys will endorse me here that maybe we'll get the message at the Machine Games if they're ever making an Arnold Schwarzenegger game where they need somebody to do his voice in the game, much like Troy Baker did.
God,
would you guys cast your vote for me to voice over?
Hell yeah, dude.
Yes.
Who else would do it? There's nobody left on this planet that could do it better.
That would be
like
an honest to God
Idol
dream come true for me if some developer called me and I got the blessing of Arnold to go, like, it might not happen now as long as Arnold's alive, but perhaps someday when he's passed and they're looking at someone to do an Arnold video and they're using CGI and they're like, I need somebody who can do a pretty good Arnold voice.
Man, I would wear,
man. You're gonna have to sell it already.
Wear a sandwich board on the streets of Chicago, walking up and down saying "Newf" for Arnold.
That would be a dream come true for me, man, to do that. It's really, I'd give it my all. I'd deliver every line with conviction. I promise you.
Oh, and dude, you are the best Arnold impersonator there is. So
I thank you for that, guys.
And I think Proto mentioned this a couple episodes ago. You got to do shorts as
that is a great idea, actually. Yeah,
it's the only way they're gonna find you.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Do those little clips, like 30 seconds long or some shit like that.
Dude, could you imagine?
You can make a lot of money doing it too, by the way.
Question of the week, 2 questions of the week. Next thing you know, you're doing birthday calls. But Arnold Schwarzenegger.
What is going on here? I've got to come out and I've got to do all sorts of these proposals. The people that keep sending me messages all the time and want me to ask their lady friend if they're going to get married and they're going to tie the knot here. Just stop asking me about the maids, Mental. What's going on, Mental 9R? Good to see you, brother.
Yeah, what's up, Mental?
My cat.
Alrighty. Indiana Jones again, bravo. Let's hope this game gets all the recognition it deserves for a lot of different reasons. But like I said, an old property that they bring justice to, which is great considering the last 2 movies were watchable and decent in their own right, but definitely not, in my personal opinion, definitely didn't live up to the original trilogy. But it is what it is, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Sometimes that's what the old saying is: you leave well enough alone.
Yeah. Yep.
As much as I love Arnold Schwarzenegger, I'm sorry the guy's pushing fucking 70-something years old and doing Terminator movies now. Just like it's not usually like, yeah, I kind of like it, but you're like, dude, I think it's time for you to hang it up, dude.
Pretty much.
Let Newf do your likeness and just be done with. Yeah. And he can ride off into the sunset, and you'll take over for him.
And there you go.
All righty. Big topic coming up next, guys. This is one near and dear to many. As you know, this is the 30th anniversary of PlayStation. And if you're watching GAD in the last couple of weeks, you've definitely seen Perry's impressive collection of 30th anniversary PlayStation 5 consoles, controllers, and stuff. Very, very sexy indeed.
Sexy.
Yeah. Perry's like, you're talking about me or the consoles?
Very nice. Very nice.
Yeah, both, baby. Both.
This is my wife.
But it is the 30th anniversary. And last week we were kind of intending to cover the entire gauntlet, and we found out really quickly that we could barely even get just through the PlayStation 1 era of the show. So we're gonna go with PlayStation.
Look at that.
Look at that.
Toxicity.
Not the Xbox controller, but he's got plugged into it.
PlayStation 1.
It's the power charging cord.
Yeah,
But
that's
it's
the
got
power
PlayStation
charging cable.
plug on it.
Oh, from
Yeah.
the 30th. From the 30th.
Doggy's like trying to compress that, like it looks familiar, but something's off.
yeah, from the 30th.
Something's not right.
Wait a minute.
Here's the
Hey,
real
Pink Pickles,
blasphemy
what's
right
up?
here.
Look at that! Look at that! It
Oh.
plugs into everything. Look at that! You even got the Nintendo retro controller thing.
Damn.
Damn, man's got everything, man. He's got his bases covered.
Right, yeah.
Holy fuck! He's like a fucking video game pimp over there. He's got shit
Yeah.
everywhere.
He's got some awesome championship.
And with that Super Nintendo controller, thing going on there, it's with that some weird kind of level of inception there. What could have been?
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Are you talking about yourself, Pink? What's she trying to say? MILF? Who's MILF?
What the?
Oh fuck! Is your wife calling you a MILF there, Perry?
No,
guess it could be-
Cougar Man is actually the MILF Man. He just lost his account.
Oh, that's what it
Oh.
was. Maybe she's trying to say you're a man I'd like to fuck.
Well, at
I
that
don't even
point, I
see
would
that in
like
the
to
chat.
think so.
I mean, MILF, man, I'd like to
MILF.
fuck. There you go. Same
Yeah,
acronym.
milfucker. Yeah,
Yeah.
like
Man,
mother.
like
Yeah.
but-
Maybe MILFception.
man.
That's right. I always keep forgetting the Cougar Man used to be the old MILF man in here.
Oh,
Yeah.
he's Milkman. Yeah, what's up,
Milkman.
Milkman? Okay, yeah.
All right.
Somehow.
But anyway,
Yeah, that's right.
back on
Anyway.
topic because I keep leading us down these rabbit holes. That's pretty cool. Sure, you put that up again. So what's that a controller for? Is that a Super Nintendo or what is it? Like
Is that a
So this is
GameCube?
an 8-bit controller, and
Yep.
it works pretty much on everything. You
Yep.
can use it on the Series X, but you have to buy a Wingman adapter. It's called the XB3,
okay.
and you can use this wirelessly on the Series X, Series S, 360, original Xbox, if you have the
Wow.
cord for that. You can use this pretty much for everything.
How's the
Yeah, 8-bit.
comfort on that thing? It looks kind of awkward with the sticks though.
It looks awkward, but I'm telling you, like when you're playing
Yeah?
the Super Nintendo, you're not using the sticks.
Mhm.
But
And it
8-bit
feels
Go
comfortable in the
stuff is
hands.
Awesome, dude.
You have the two bumpers here. You got the triggers here and the bumpers here.
Mhm.
Does it feel good, just like original
It feels like
Nintendo
it
feel?
just
No.
fits right in the hand.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, and the buttons are good. And
Oh yeah,
everything.
the buttons are convex and concave.
Just like the original Nintendo, yeah.
Yep.
Nice. That'd be nice
If Perry says it's comfortable, I'll take his word for it.
if you was
Oh, believe
playing
me,
like
because I've used a couple too. I actually plan on buying a couple, but I've used a couple of them. They are fucking phenomenal.
Yeah, these are great.
that
And
was
you
nice.
can these work with the Switch like through Bluetooth. You don't need anything special
Yep.
for that.
Right, that'd be cool, like to play like Super Mario Kart, like this Super Nintendo.
Oh, yeah,
Super
that's why I
Mario
have it
Kart
for the
with and
Switch.
stuff. Yeah.
You got to
Yeah,
join us
between
for the
the-
next game night too, Doggy.
What's that?
You need to join us for the next Mario Kart game night. The last one we had was fantastic. It was fun.
be a blast.
I actually have Mario Kart 8, Mario Kart 8, right? I mean, that's
Yeah.
gotta be for Switch.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually
Yeah.
have that one. I actually have that. Okay.
Yeah,
I-
we played a couple weeks
I-
ago. We had a good tournament. It was a lot of fun.
I don't know how you like you'd have to like send me a message how you even joined somebody to
Yeah,
play
we
on
were
something.
Perry set up a Discord. So we jumped into
Okay.
Discord and talked through the Discord and played that way.
Okay, yeah, because they don't have I'm telling you, that's some Nintendo.
Yeah.
You come out with that Switch 2, bring us a couple things, okay? Fix the online shit to where
Yep.
we can have some fucking usernames and not giving people out our fucking social security numbers. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Give us a voice chat.
Yep.
And how about some achievements or something too? Okay, you know, and like every gaming platform in the world has like achievements or whatever. Add that to it, right? That would just.
Oh, absolutely.
I know not everybody.
Yeah, like the
likes
stars. That's what
achievements,
it should be.
but it gives you something to go for in the game, and people love them. It's not just me, you know. So, but yeah, make the online shit better. Sorry about the cause.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, it happens.
Lay it down, baby.
There you go.
Let
There
'em
you
have
go.
it. Let them
Yeah,
have
that
it.
worked out really
No,
good.
but
Yeah, we're
hey-
gonna set one of those up here real soon. Maybe even for next Sunday.
Okay, all right. I'll play some Mario Kart 8.
I can't do
Yeah,
it this
I'll kick
Sunday
you
night,
guys'
but
ass. I'll
maybe
kick you guys'
maybe the
ass,
following
whatever.
one after that. But we like the weekend before Christmas.
The only problem is if I move my Switch, then this chair will wobble.
Shit.
My God.
You know, It's the only problem.
You found multi uses for your Switch.
Oh
eh?
yeah, that also holds open the door on a drafty day, and the door keeps.
Yep.
Yeah, that's
Groceries, prop it right
And
up.
you can. I heard they're pretty good for snorting a line of coke off of and everything.
Yeah,
you
real
could do
clean.
that. Yeah, you could do that, or you could be like those old Sega Genesis commercials, and you Juliet and carrots, or you could use it for a wig, or that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Oh man, I remember those.
Yes.
A fucking million uses for the Switch. Doggy removes the controllers. We don't want to ask what he does with them. I hope you're not like
No,
that
you
guy.
don't
Remember when
wanna
the fucking
know.
Switch first came out.
Yeah.
Some guy apparently stuck one in a condom and put it up his ass.
Whoa.
Well, that escalated
I
quickly.
didn't do that. Well, okay. Now, wait a minute here.
Took a left turn real
Wait.
quick.
I didn't do that.
Yeah.
Well, that was true. It was a
What are
fucking
we trying to
article on, like, I
portray
stuck
here?
in a
Like,
condom, put
what's
his
going
ass.
on? Fuck, man. Come
It's
on.
like, what the fuck? He just wanted to see if those joy sensors would really work, I guess, deep in the hole.
Yes. They call them Joy-Con for a reason. I mean,
He took it literally.
yeah. Yeah.
And then it starts
Boy.
vibrating, and you hear oh.
He's sitting in the house. He's actually playing fucking Mario Tennis with it, so he's like shaking his ass.
I see why they call this Mario Party. Woo.
Hey, that'll be when Kojima
Giddy potty.
ports, Death Stranding over to Switch. Him and Keeley can try it out together like that.
That's
Oh,
right.
Yeah.
Could you imagine a Death Stranding game in fucking VR and you're actually like in a walking thing? You're actually walking and you just feel like the weight of the shit on your back.
Oh man,
That'd be wild.
I've already got a
That'd be
bad back
exhausting.
as it is. I don't want to feel like I'm back at work.
It's like you pull your pants down and try to make piss and shit grenades for real. That'd be embarrassing.
Wife walks in
Your
on you.
mom
What are you
walks in,
doing?
you're like
Make
taking a
it
shit in the middle of the floor.
Taking ammunition.
Oh, fuck,
shit.
man. We're really off the wall tonight. All right,
Yeah.
Brain is
PlayStation
not
fucking
on the
2.
rails.
Back on the 30.
PS2,
All right, first of all,
PS2.
everybody on this panel, who owned a PS2? What was the first unit? Did you get the original launch? Did you get one after launch? So let's start. Let's go around the circle. We'll start with Perry. You obviously had one.
Yeah, I'll tell you how I got it too.
Yep.
It wasn't out yet, but I took pre-orders on eBay.
Yep.
A lady sent me a check for $650. It wasn't a check; it was a money order. $650. I was like, I don't have a pre-order for these. So, I was in school. My mom and my neighbor, they went to Kmart in the Bronx. They lined up, and they got two of them. They got me one, and I got the one for the lady that paid for it. So I got a free one, basically. We mailed it out to her, and that was it. And I did that with the GameCube as well, but that's a different story.
Yeah.
Yeah, the launch PS2, it was great. Tekken
first
Tag
game.
Tournament was beautiful on it.
Fuck yeah.
That was a
Okay,
great game.
what was your
Dude,
first game that you
Tekken
played on
Tag.
the PlayStation? You
That was
remember?
fun to play. That was fun to play. Yeah.
Ooh,
The first
boy.
game, what?
What was your first game that you played? Do you remember booting up in a PlayStation?
On the PS2, it was Tekken
PS2.
Tag.
Yeah.
Tekken Tag. All right.
Yep.
It was in the fighting. Tekken Tag
Yeah.
Tournament. There you go. Awesome. That's a good one to start with. Yep. It's definitely popular. The basically the direct competitor to Virtua Fighter. Virtua Fighter, what was it at the time? Would have been the Virtua Fighter 2 game, I guess.
Yeah. Tekken.
No, I thought it was 3TB.
Or was
By
it-
now,
was
it would have
2
been
game?
even Soul Calibur would have been out by then.
Right,
Yeah.
yeah,
Like
because
it
it
was
was kind of
Soul Calibur.
competing. The PS2 was kind of competing against the Dreamcast at that point, right?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So like
Yeah.
like Soul Calibur was like the definitive home arcade edition of any.
Oh yeah.
any- like it was.
Oh, yeah.
It was. Tekken Tag was fun, just because like anybody could play that button masher. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
That was just like because I'd always just take my PS2. I had a little case. I just carried it around, and with Tekken Tag was one of the games I had, and that's what it was. You just fight, loser passes a controller, and just and then just go around the room, and nobody would dominate because it was just a button masher, But it was fun as fuck, I mean, it was good shit. So.
That's all gaming is about, man. It's fun as fuck. Doesn't
Right,
matter if
yep.
it's simple or complex,
Right.
right?
Yep.
All right, so Tex, so you had your PlayStation basically right at the launch. That's good. So you jumped on the ground running.
Yeah.
That one. Tekken Tag. All right, how about you, Proto? First experience with PlayStation. What was your first game?
It was at launch. I didn't get mine at launch. I actually opted to because I had a buddy of mine got a PS2, and then I was the odd man out in the group, and I got a GameCube at launch. So we had our group. One guy would do one thing, whatever. But it was also Tekken Tag because that was the first game he picked up, and I remember fucking crashing at his place and playing all damn night with drinking beers and eating fucking gas station sub sandwiches playing Tekken.
Hell yeah, brother. That's
But it was fun. It was awesome. I didn't get mine until about a year or so later. But so it was at launch Tekken Tag, but I didn't get mine until a year later.
Gotcha. Okay. Good. How about you, Hot? First experience with PS2?
Ooh, excellent. Well, I didn't actually get it right at launch.
Sure.
Shout out to my cousin Wild Bates. I was playing it. He got it at that Christmas. So I was playing it over his house and everything like that. And the next Christmas rolled around, and I was like, "This is what I'm going all in on." That's what I told my parents and stuff. The first games I played, on that, I think there was 3. There was 3 that I played. It was, and dude, shout out to Tekken Tag because that fucking game was so much fun. Especially when you got someone else, like me and my cousin were always together. So like me and Bates were always playing that. It was Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3 and GTA 3. Yeah. Those 3 were the first that were popped in immediately that day. I was, oh man. And the rest is history, guys. The rest is history.
I'm going to pop on camera quick. Everybody's talking about it. I still got my copy.
Let's see it.
Whoa.
Hell yeah,
I still have my copy.
Yeah,
I still have my copy too. Like,
that's fucking sick.
PS2 is when I started not getting rid of all my stuff like I did before, which I wish I had done. I wish I had.
Proto, who's the green naked chick in the background?
The green naked chick.
Yeah, what was that? Yeah.
We're not going to talk about the green naked chick. I'm pulling a William Shatner tonight.
He invited She-Hulk over for a little romp.
Dear God, something.
There's a Ninja Turtle behind you there, I think.
Yeah, it's here.
Why is there a hole?
Off the camera again.
Either.
There you go.
Ninja Turtle.
It looks.
You got Sonic on the other side. There you go.
Hell yeah,
I like
Sonic.
that.
Oh yeah.
Sonic. This guy's rocking.
Get you one of them OnlyFans going on there.
And then the broken camera that I think it was it Cerebral or was it Wise that didn't like my broken or not camera, broken clock.
Oh, probably Wise. I don't think Wise likes too many things. I like that. Plus, you even got Doggy Dog's glasses on. That's crazy.
Yeah, because I'm blind as fuck.
Yeah, I feel you.
You guys gotta have the same shaped glasses. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, yeah, because we're cool like that. We're cool like
that.
Yeah.
We're twins.
You want to be cool?
Absolutely.
Be like us,
well, that's a great experience. Wicked Hot, obviously, like I said, not right on the ground and floor, but you picked some great titles that go along with the PlayStation. And for yourself, Doggy, your first PlayStation 2 experience, and what was the first game you threw in that disc drive?
Okay, yeah, so just first experiences wise, not like all the games, not all the games that we loved. Okay. I didn't get a PS2 right off the start either. I still had Dreamcast. I still had my PS1 or whatever. But I went down to a friend's house, and they were playing Grand Theft Auto 3. And I just thought this was the greatest thing in the world when I played that. I was like, this is so cool. Like, you could do everything from shoot the police and just ram your car into stuff to go find a hooker and go behind and have her way with her in the back alley. You know what I'm saying? Like, this was just everything you want. You didn't even have to play the game. It was just fun just to go mess around and just pass the controller, just hand that off. And also, on top of that, the other game they played was Gran Turismo 3.
Ooh, hell yeah.
One of the greatest racers. One of my favorite, just like memorable racers I've ever played was. And so I had to have one, right? And I don't know, I think I remember Newf kind of telling the same kind of story. But at the time, I wasn't even working, right? I didn't even deserve to have this, but I asked my parents, what do you want? And I said, give me a PS3 or PS2 with Gran Turismo 3, I didn't deserve it or anything, but they bought that shit for me, right? And I still even have the console, but I cherished that damn console. I had it forever. I went and got the little stand-up stand for it, the triangle blue thing. I love that so much. That was one of the greatest Christmas presents I got. Like, I didn't deserve it. Like, for that year, I wasn't working. I don't know what I was up to. I was stupid and dumb, but I didn't deserve that. But they got that for me, and that was so cool of them. So, Gran Turismo, I got Gran Turismo 3 with it. So that'd be the first one that I popped in my own PS2. I love Gran Turismo 3. That was it's still like one of my favorite racing games ever, just for the way they presented that game and how good it looked at the time. And then soon I went out and bought like GTA 3, and then we can talk about all the rest of the games. But
hell yeah,
that was PS2 was a great present and great system.
Very good stuff, and I love that story, Doggy. It's very similar to mine, as a matter of fact, and I'm surprised you even remembered. That's my first experience. I didn't have the PlayStation 2 right at launch, obviously, because I was big on the Dreamcast, and I think I had the N64 and stuff. But I will say this: I got the PlayStation. I don't know if it was the second year of its lifespan, because I remember the pack-in game. It came with Gran Turismo 3 A-Spec. And it was also special to me because it was my first experience with PlayStation, because I skipped the PS1, as I said last week. And I just really wanted, because Gran Turismo looked so good, and really wanted it, and a lot of my friends were talking about it and this and that. And it was that was the last console that my mother ever bought for me. So, like, this was the last Christmas gift they bought, and I really wanted one, but I didn't think I was going to get one. So it was one of those Christmases where I was just like, I wanted one, but I knew they were still kind of expensive, and I'd asked my mom for one. And, it was the last gift I opened, and I really didn't think I was getting it, because they didn't actually have it under the tree. And I remember kind of sitting there, and I think the look of disappointment on my face was tangible. I didn't have a whole lot of stuff for Christmas that year, and I was just kind of, oh, that kind of sucks. I didn't get one. And she goes, oh, no, she said, when we thought we were done, she goes, there is one more thing I got you to get you to open, but it's just not under the tree. And she tells me to go such and such, and I go and pull this out. And I kind of knew right away when I grabbed hold of the box, I kind of knew by the size and the shape. It's like, is this what I fucking think it is? And sure enough, you pull the wrapper back, and it's the PS2 Gran Turismo A-Spec. God damn, was I excited. And I played the shit out of that, loved it. And like I said, here's a couple things that I remember most. Not only that experience of getting my first PS2, but how cool the system was. One, if you guys remember too, that DVD players weren't exactly super popular at the time. The PlayStation really ushered in sort of the popularity of the DVD format. And I remember that was really cool, because I was starting to watch DVD movies on it. And and the video quality, the graphics quality, and everything else that came along with the play. It was more than just a game system. It was really, now we're starting to get that multimedia, a console can do multiple things kind of deal. But again, it was still a games player at its heart and soul. And that's what I remembered. I remember how it was the first real, to me, it was the first real upgrade we had in terms of console gaming and the power. I forget what they called the engine back then. I don't think it was the Emotion engine. They had a name for that engine when it came out. And the graphics blew me away, right? And URW1ck3D Hawt alluded to it, but the game that sold me on the PlayStation 2 the most wasn't even a PlayStation game. It was the one, the only Grand Theft Auto 3. I don't know if you guys remember that, but when the videos dropped of that game and I played it for the first time, I went berserk. I said, this game is fucking insane. It was so cool. Oh, it was a juggernaut. It looked good.
It's future happening right before your eyes.
That game is selling PlayStations.
You didn't even have to play the missions. You could just get in there, and there was cheat codes. There was cheat codes, so you could just get all your guns, refill your health and all that stuff, and you could just go raise hell. And it was just fun, and no, at the time you'd never seen nothing like that before. So
nothing like that on that level. And it wasn't, and it's like you said, you went from Grand Theft Auto 2, which was a top-down fucking game, which looked nothing like 3. And this revolutionized the 3D sort of open world kind of game, you know, and for its day, it was a kind of a huge game. Like by today's standards, sure, it's fairly small, but back then it was huge, and the amount of stuff that you could do, and the level of detail on stuff, and just it changed the game.
Yeah,
right. It's all about them hookers, man. But you know, the characters and then the voice acting too. Like there was so much stuff in that game that was on another level. You know, you kind of take it for granted today, right? And then we all know, I mean, and the rest is history from there. But by the time when San Andreas come out, that was on another whole new level.
Oh my god,
yeah,
right?
Damn.
And I think the majority of us got our first taste of San Andreas on the PlayStation before they had the better version eventually on the Xbox. But you know, that's what you acquaint with PlayStation is, again,
Grand Theft Auto. Yeah,
Grand Theft Auto. You know. Above all else, I mean, Uncharted didn't exist. There was a couple of SOCOM games on there. And there was obviously they had a couple of Gran Turismo games which looked and played phenomenal. They had did you have Twisted Metal on PlayStation 2, right? There was a couple of
Metal
Black.
Yeah.
Yep.
Black.
Yeah, they did a lot, you know, PS1, PS2, they did a lot of third-party deals, you know, and you can't blame them. That, you know, that they had so many great third-party games on the PS1 and 2. What is this? Doggy was living playing Gato. What the
Ballad of Gay Tony? Yeah, that was the expansion.
First of all, that was on the Xbox.
How immersed he was, like an Indiana Jones.
I
thought I was.
Keep that to yourself, and you. I'm not gonna be mean. Yeah,
Perry, we gotta make that
troll Doggy tonight. Well, Max Payne.
The picture Perry had was dope.
Yeah. The Max Payne games on PlayStation were dope.
Axel, you know you're a piece of shit. I don't have to tell you guys.
Let's not forget about how awesome the sports games were starting to look on PlayStation 2, and let's not forget some of the best games, the SmackDown series.
Yeah. Oh hell yeah!
The SmackDowns were great. Wow. Yeah.
Oh dude, SmackDown. Here comes the pain.
Yeah.
Goated. Def Jam Fight for New York. Goated.
Yeah. Def Jam.
SmackDown. Shut your mouth.
My
God. Too.
So we're going to the games. Devil May Cries 1 through 3, baby.
Hell yeah, dude.
Onimusha.
Holy man. Now you're talking.
Star Wars Battlefront 2 when it came out, dude.
Battlefront 2.
Yeah.
Dude, who remembers MLB Slugfest?
Oh, fuck
Slugfest or like Red Card. Those were like,
dude.
Red Card was
one of my favorite hockey games ever. Like NHL Hits.
Yeah, they were like hits.
All the classic Midway like arcade style.
Yeah.
2002. The intro with Limp Bizkit. Just keep on rolling.
Yeah, Newf. I loved NHL Hits, dude. That was
Madden
awesome 3-on-3. That was an awesome 3-on-3 game. I love
with
that.
Exhibit.
Yep.
Yeah, I love this, and you guys are watching the chat. We're getting some great comments in the chat. Obviously, we're hitting some nerves. We're going to stroll down memory lane. I love this.
God of War.
Dude, yeah, the original God of War.
God of War 1 and 2 on the PS2. Unbelievable. Where it all started, baby.
Hell, the Metal Gear Solid games, man, 2 and 3. Jesus,
yeah, dude.
Because those are two of my favorite games on PlayStation.
Those, dude.
Some weird games that I liked, but these were actually, I think they were Sony IPs. I know one of them was War of the Monsters. Did you guys ever play War of the Monsters?
Absolutely did. Yep.
I don't know.
That game was great, and they should redo that. They should reinvent.
Absolutely. Wholeheartedly agree.
Because they did such a great job with that. Like War of the Monsters, and it's available like to buy, like if you have on PSN or whatever, just you can still buy the PS2 version.
Yeah, still good.
Still buy that.
Man.
Like $5.
Dude.
Developers back then must have had so much more fun making games because it sounded like a lot of the games that were made back in the day were made just out of pure passion for gaming. And you got a chance to build what you wanted to make that you thought was going to be fun, and people took a chance. And now, like today's games, like nobody wants to take a chance because they're all pigeonholed. Like, you don't sell 5 million fucking copies. This shit's fucking going to die.
Did you guys ever play a game called Mark of Cry?
Yep.
K-R-I?
Yep.
Dude, wasn't that game great? Like
Oh, it
Man,
was
that
awesome.
game was so cool.
Dude, Iceman is spot on the
Yeah.
Let's see.
Yeah,
What's
the
it?
007 games. Yeah.
007 is a PS2. I love that one. Nothing. What's it? It had Pierce Brosnan, but they made it was a nothing.
Oh God.
No, there was.
It was the third person one where it wasn't the first person. It was the third.
Yeah, I
third
did
person
remember
one.
the damn
Agent
title.
Under Fire?
Yep.
Is it? It's not Agent Under Fire.
No,
Is it?
that was
No.
a first person
No.
shooter. It was another one after that, and it was a third person Bond game, and it was fucking awesome. Or was that on
And it
PS3?
was Pierce Brosnan. Brosnan.
Yeah.
No, I want to say it was PS2 because they did a bunch on PS2. I don't remember a whole lot being on PS3.
It's not. It's not. Oh, I don't know.
It's probably a
I don't know.
PS2 game.
Cougar Man says everything or nothing.
Everything or nothing. Yes,
Yep, that's a.
that is it.
Yo,
Everything or nothing. Yeah, there you go.
remember
Yeah,
the
you said that.
Simpsons
Yeah.
game?
I
Games,
love
dude.
that fucking game.
Oh yeah, hit and run, hit
Yeah.
and run.
Fucking hit and run.
That game
Oh,
was
that was
such
a
a
dope
fucking
ass
game,
game.
dude.
It had
Dude.
Willem Dafoe in it too. Everything or nothing.
Need for Speed Hot Pursuit 2.
Oh,
Mhm.
that was
Dude!
great.
Fuck yeah,
Yes.
dude.
Dude, I love
was
that
so
game.
First
good.
came out. That
So
was the best game ever.
Dude,
Dude,
I
that was-
love that. Wasn't that so cool, right, guys? Like,
Dude, oh my god,
it
dude!
had
I
the two
remember
tournaments for the
actually
different-
picking up. Oh my! You know what's funny, Doggy? You shouted out that game, and like that is like I don't know why that's stuck in my head, but I can literally remember the day I went into what was down the street from me. We had a KB Toys down the street from me,
Mhm.
so I went to KB Toys, and I remember walking in. I'm like, all right, I'm getting the game today, and I'm like, Need for Speed it is. This is the one.
Yep.
Check out the back. I'm like, oh, all right. All the pictures check out on the back. Let's go.
Yeah, the Hot Pursuit was fucking amazing.
Dude, it had the tournament for the non-hot pursuit, like tournament mode, non-hot
Mhm.
pursuit, and then it had hot
all that
pursuit
shit,
mode,
yeah.
and it was like 30 races each, and we beat every one of those motherfuckers, dude. It
Yeah.
was so fun, dude. Like that
Dude,
was like ultimate stuff, dude. Like, yeah.
So good.
Sorry.
The Need
Sorry,
for
I just
Speed
wanna get
Underground
hold-
games, the Midnight Run
Underground.
games.
Those were cool
Yep.
too. Yeah. Great. Who said that? That was great. Too.
That was Newf.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Newf, yeah, because I like the Hot Pursuit and the Underground games.
The Underground. Those
Those
were
were
awesome too.
so cool.
They need to redo those. The Underground. I think the Underground games would do good. They
The
need
Tony
to bring
Hawk
that
games
back.
were wild
Yeah.
on there, and
Tony Hawk
forget,
games.
yeah.
don't forget,
fucking
Guitar Hero
amazing.
emanated on PlayStation
Yeah.
2.
Yes, it did.
Yeah,
Rock
yeah.
Band.
Guitar Hero turns 20 next
Rock
year.
Band. Yeah,
Yeah.
Rock Band was
Yeah.
on PlayStation 2, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Yep.
I remember.
Yeah.
it was
I
Guitar Hero
many
started it all. Rock Band came a couple years
Yeah,
later.
Guitar
then
Hero
Rock Band
started it all, yeah.
revolutionized
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Come on,
Oh my
everybody!
God.
Everybody in this panel, you all had the kit, didn't you? Because I had the fucking kit. I had the drums, everything.
Dude,
I
I
had
spent
everything.
a goddamn fortune
Yes.
on that game. Like even like when I fire up Rock Band 4 now,
Yeah.
I still have like 900 some odd games, and it got rid of
Dude.
some of your DLCs as you went.
Doggy.
Oh man, I spent.
I bought that PD. I think it's PDP made like a
Yeah.
wireless guitar.
Yeah, I know what you're talking
More-
about. Yes,
It's
yeah.
more of a Rock Band feel, so it doesn't have like that snap and click like a Guitar Hero one. But
Yeah.
dude, once you kind of dial it in, you get it calibrated. I bought the guitar, and you want to know what I did following up that day? I bought $80 worth of fucking songs because I was like,
Right, yeah, it's
dude,
so
I
fun.
couldn't stop favoriting them. I was like, okay, I'll just
Yeah.
go through the list
Once
later
you
and I'll
get
just
rolling-
pop them down. I'm like, no, I couldn't
Once
make
you get
decisions.
rolling
I
on
had
that
to buy
game.
them.
Dude,
Oh,
if
dude.
if I like
Yeah.
to say, when your buddies
Yeah.
came over to your house and you all fucking play together, there was nothing more
Dude.
epic than that.
Oh, dude, there
Right.
wasn't. They
Dude,
loved it.
yeah.
They loved it. We would download songs every week,
Yep.
just and that was and no game ever refreshed itself more than
Yeah.
Rock Band did. Rock
And
Band
then
came
you
out with
challenge
new
yourself to
DLC
play on
every
the
week.
hard modes, and your buddies would fuck up royally, and you're like, Jesus, can you?
Yeah. We're trying to get 5
Oh,
stars.
fuck
Can
it
you
up.
fuck your shit up?
Yeah, no,
Oh,
that
man.
was a good one, Newf. Yeah, with
Epic,
Guitar Hero
epic.
and Rock
Like,
Band.
this
that's
is what I'm
epic.
saying. Like, it's been so long, but yeah, it's 30 years, and 30 years for PlayStation overall, and what, got to be 25 years, I guess, since PS2.
Next year will be 24.
Was it
94.
96, right? 96 was PS2? Because
No,
2000.
2001 was
2001. I'm thinking about the
2000,
PlayStation 1. Yeah,
2000.
2001. That's right. Yeah, because Dreamcast came out in 1999.
9,999. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Dreamcast, like I said, largely kind of got killed because of the success of the PS2.
It got steamrolled.
You know, it
Yeah,
got
that's
steamrolled.
Because I love the Dreamcast.
You know, we all did.
Yeah,
Everybody that had a Dreamcast loved
nobody.
it. You know,
Remember
God.
Medal Honor?
Yep.
Medal of Honor, yeah,
Frontline.
right in the
Frontline.
Frontline.
Yeah, Frontline.
That was
going on there.
Best fucking World War II game ever. And then you finally got co-op with Rising Sun. So that was fucking cool.
SOCOM Navy SEALs 2, I think it was.
I remember that was
SOCOM
the
Navy
big
SEALs
thing
2.
about that because it was like that was kind of like their
Online.
first broadband kind of
Dude.
foray or whatever.
Yeah,
you know, like,
I remember that.
instead of just
Dude, I saw a
Just the
post
golden
broadband
age of
only.
gaming.
or whatever.
Did you walk into your retailer and it was filled with fucking PlayStation games? Filled.
dude.
And the magazines were everywhere. And there was demo discs in the fucking magazines.
yeah,
I used to buy
official-
PlayStation
the
magazine and play the demo discs.
And
I
it
worked
came
at
with
Best
the
Buy in
demo
Yonkers. We
disc
had all that
with
stuff.
games. Oh yeah, that was
Dude,
that was
Oh, yeah, man. Like, you'd walk into, because it was even before out here. It was even before it was GameStop. It was we had not Babbage's. No, maybe I think we did.
Babbage's.
Yeah,
I think we did have the
Funko
Babbage's, but then Funko Land was the one I always went
Funko
to.
Land.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Walking into
Funko.
Funko Land.
Went
And then,
Funko Land in Yonkers on Central Avenue.
damn, Sonny.
Rygar. That was another awesome Rygar.
Rygar, which was the God of War clone.
No,
But it was,
God of War cloned Rygar.
Rygar first?
Rygar was
The remake. I mean,
yeah,
'cause
the
I know
remake.
the-
the remake
yeah.
was remake was before the God of Wars.
Yeah.
Yeah, even
Really?
like the first like the first Devil May Cries and shit. Like they were before that too. That's why I
well,
love
that part I know.
God
about.
of War
they still have the-
so
yeah.
much was because it took that style, but yeah, that Rygar
Right.
game was before God of War 2.
So
Yeah,
I see. I always get that. Yeah, I always get that confused because I remember because I have the original Rygar on NES, and it was like, oh, they're redoing this, and then all of a sudden, the comparisons of God of War, but that's shit going back over 20 years now.
Castlevania Lament of Innocence.
Lament of Innocence. Now,
Dude,
that
I love that game.
that
Like
game
it was
was
Devil
awesome.
May Cry style. A lot of people didn't like that
Yep.
shit, but man, I love that game.
I
like,
played
so
the
much.
shit out of that one.
Oh,
and
I loved it.
especially- It was, and especially because everybody bagged on 3D Castlevania after the 64 games.
Right.
But then when Lament came out, it was like, oh, dude, they did this right. I mean,
you love that too, right? Right? Wasn't it great? Like, man. that
oh
game
man,
was-
it was so good.
I
so
wish
good.
they need to they brought out all these other Castlevania collections or whatever. Bring
Right.
us out the PS2 collection or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah,
you know,
because
like,
because you got Lament
Dude.
of Innocence, and then something of Darkness was the
there's
second
another
one.
one on there. Yeah.
Yeah,
You
there was
notice another great thing about that generation is that generation not only was it known for, we've already talked about the amount of amazing games that it had,
Right.
but it was
Yeah.
also a pure generation of just gaming, where it was before the internet got super big. It was before there was 5 billion podcasts. You
Yep.
just played games and you loved them or you hated them. There was none of this. Nobody was talking about fucking frame rates. No one's talking about fucking pixels. No one was talking about any shit other than, was the game good or was the game fucking a piece of ass? And that was pretty much the end of the story.
Yep.
You know?
And
I read the magazine, and all I had to
Yep.
go on was either word of mouth from friends or hype
Yep.
for a game, or basically you rented it at the store.
Yeah.
Or in most of my cases, 90% of the time, I read EGM or I read
EGM.
video games and computer entertainment.
Game
I read
Pro.
like every magazine you could fucking read.
Right.
And I researched do my homework before I decided to plunk down a whopping fucking, 60, 70, $80 or whatever they were costing here in Canada at the time.
Man,
Right?
I miss those video game magazines, man, bro.
Oh hell yeah!
Oh my god, like I would sit there and just wait for my fucking monthly electronic gaming monthly.
I can't believe
cannot
for
wait.
as big as the industry is, right? Because they keep touting how big the game industry is, which is actually like on par, if not bigger than the movie industry. And yet we don't have one single magazine now, I don't think, do we?
No, because
Game Informer's gone.
Informer's
Yeah,
gone.
Game Informer's gone.
Like, how the
That
fuck
was
can you not support even one magazine? I mean, I know.
Well, the thing is, though, with that though, Newf, is that fucking print's dead at this point. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I guess by the time the content comes up, because most of us are so in tune with the onlines now, like by the time you get a magazine, the content's redundant. Like we've already probably played and beaten the games that they're reviewing.
Yeah,
because Because the thing is, man, because I had subscriptions to EGM, I had subscriptions to fucking like Game Informer. I still have the magazines, yeah, Game Pro and shit like that. I still have them all, which sometimes drives the wife nuts. But
did you guys see that EGM just recently put out this thing? They're trying to, I think they're trying to get crowdfunding. They're making a magazine, the Compendium, which is basically a book that's got every single issue in it.
Because
I'll crowdfund.
I got an email on that because they were running the promotion. Because not only I'm trying to remember, because it was the dollar amount was like the year they came out or whatever, and it was just like they were running the promotion, and then in the email they mentioned the Compendium.
Yeah, they're trying to make it. I think they're trying to get like crowdfunding, I guess, to support. They want to make sure there's enough interest to buy it. But I would totally be down with buying a copy of that with every single magazine inside of it.
I used to have I had like the original Nintendo Powers, like I had a ton of Nintendo Powers. I had all kinds of EGMs. I might not have had the first like issues or whatever, but I had like so many. I loved it when they went to Christmas time and they were like this thick, you know what I'm saying? And it was so fun. Dude, but like I had Game Pros and I had all these magazines saved and we were moving and my mom threw them all out. She threw all those magazines out. Like, it sucked so bad. And I actually wrote a letter and got into it. Remember when EGM made it off and it was EGM2?
Yep.
EGM2.
Yeah.
I wrote a letter to I can't insert coin or is it letters the editor? I can't remember what it was called or something like that. Right. I actually got onto that. You know what I'm saying? I actually got a letter in it and that made me sick that it had Daytona USA on the front for the Saturn. Right.
Yeah.
And I was sick. I was like, man, that sucks so bad. And I can't ever find that. I can't ever find that magazine. Couldn't ever find that magazine. But God bless her heart, Princess Zelda found it somewhere and sent me that magazine that has my letter that I sent. And it was just kind of me talking about venting. I was kind of venting because at the time there was too many systems coming out. There was the PlayStation, there was the Saturn. There was the 3DO, there was N64, but I can't remember what.
And Doggy, you said that on the cover was Daytona USA.
Yeah, it was EGM2 episode magazine 2.
I'm gonna have to see if I still have that issue because I think I might.
Right? Yeah, I have it. I'd go in there and get it, but I'll go in there and get it. Like that was so awesome for Princess Zelda. Shout out to Princess Zelda. She's awesome.
So let me ask you guys this, and we'll go with Perry. What were some? I mean. Obviously, game-wise, some of the highlights of PS2, but what, like, from a system standpoint, a builder, was there anything else that stood out to you, like some of the pinnacles of that generation, things that you think they did really well, things they could have done better? I'll just start real quick, and you kind of follow my lead. Like, one thing I never did like about the PS2, and it definitely improved, I never liked the fucking controllers. I hated the PlayStation controller compared to the GameCube and even the Xbox. I call it the S controller. That was my least favorite controller, and I always struggle, especially down shooting games, with playing with the PlayStation controllers. You just felt a little crampy. I didn't like the buttons, especially on the top, the way they felt. Whereas the Xbox always had the trigger, and the trigger just felt natural for the shooting games. Or the PlayStation one just felt odd.
Yep.
And I mean, obviously too, like when the Xbox come out, it kind of spoiled me because a lot of the games just looked substantially better and ran better on the original Xbox. We saw how San Andreas looked a lot better. The Grand Theft Auto trilogy looked and played a lot better. We saw how there was games that just absolutely smoked the PlayStation in terms of, games like Chronicles of Riddick and Doom, which were exclusive to that platform. And while PlayStation did so many things well, it was like obviously the Xbox just, really having the hard drive in the Xbox was huge, where the PlayStation was still relying on those stupid memory cards. That sort of thing, I guess there was just a lot more support for PlayStation, but there was a lot of things for a rookie console company in Xbox that they went out of the gate and got right, and just kind of one up the PlayStation at that point. But again, you have any stories similar to that, things that you sort of just hated or really, really liked about it? I mean, obviously the DVD player was huge at the time.
Yeah.
Like, was there things that just drove you kind of nuts about, or things you liked, or did you have any like ones that were breaking or faults with it, or anything like that, or was it pretty much just a good run with PlayStation?
talking to me or?
Yeah, I was talking to you. Barry.
yeah.
Yeah, I think he's talking to you.
Yeah.
Talking to me.
One thing that's not really mentioned, I was in it, so a lot of people and my friends, they didn't go with Dreamcast because they were like, in a year I could save an extra $100 and get the PS2 with the DVD player.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So Dreamcast
2-in-1.
kind of got pushed to the side, and everyone bought PS2. I never really had an issue with the PS2. I just didn't like how, because they had Resident Evil Outbreak, which was online. You needed to get the Final Fantasy 11 with the hard drive and all that. And the majority of people didn't have the hard drive. I didn't even get it for it. And playing Resident Evil Outbreak online was atrocious. It took like 20 minutes for the door to open, and we're like, what are we doing here? I think that was a game that should have been on the original Xbox. You had the hard drive built in. That would have been perfect. But Capcom was being stupid back then, so there you go. Besides that, I really don't have an issue. I thought the PS2, for me, it was a great run.
Solid, right?
Solid run.
Yeah, it was great. Yeah, it was a great run.
Yeah.
You know, and it was basically to a generation where there wasn't a lot of devs or CEOs that were like faces of a fucking franchise. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like now we're, you know, like we got these guys put on these weird pedestals, you know, the Phil Spencers of the world and the Yoshidas and Sean Layden's and all these guys that kind of come into the picture, you know, they all kind of get this, you know, sort of notoriety that they don't really ask for. We just kind of put them there. It's kind of unfair to them in many ways that they have to take the brunt of, you know, the good and the bad. But, you know, it wasn't really like that in that gen. And again, I don't know if that's an attribute to the whole internet age and stuff like that. But you didn't really see a lot of that, like the touting. It was always came through a magazine article or something like that. If somebody was talking about something, you didn't see a lot of devs going off at the hip and stuff like that. No. And I guess the one thing that kind of died with that generation is kind of like really like the movie IP games, because there was a lot more of them during the PS2.
Sure.
And even the 360 generation to some degree. And then after the 360, I think we basically noticed overall that a lot of people that were using licensed games were just doing a terrible job of them. They were just cashing in on the movies and just trying to pump one out alongside. Yep. It was very few that kind of went above and beyond. I remember Spider-Man 2 actually did a pretty damn good job of it.
Spider-Man 2 was, Spider-Man 2
was pretty well done. Yeah. You know, like it looked like the movie, it had a lot of stuff from the movie. You know, and nowadays it's a little bit different. Like that's why Indiana Jones, I think, is such a great thing, because we don't see a lot of licensed IPs anymore. Certainly ones that are, and when you do see them, they don't always get it right. RoboCop was a beautiful example last year.
Oh man! Oh my God, that game was so good, man.
So good. AAA quality, but not from a AAA team. That just shows you that with the right people and the right property, if you do it right and you honor the source material, you can have a winner.
Dude, Newf, that was such a good game, right? I mean,
what was it ever?
Oh my God, amazing. I love that. Okay,
God, I remember when I popped that in the Xbox, man, and fucking he gets out of the car and the graphics. I said, "Geez, this fucking looks awesome." This shit, like fucking. I don't know. Was that Unreal Engine 5? What were they using for that?
It was Unreal Engine 5.
Yeah, because it was looking good. Like I know that the world wasn't that big. Like when you stepped out of the cop car, but like the reflections and the puddles. And just the detail on RoboCop, and then having fucking Peter Weller do the voice was like,
I know, right? Yeah. And once you upgraded to Auto 9, and it was just infinite.
That sound.
Lois,
put your tits back in your shirt.
That was a great.
Show me your worth.
I always tell people pick that up because it's. You see it like $30, like you see that like even digital $30. Sometimes you see it for like $25 physical. Pick that up, man. It's great.
The game they did before that was that Terminator game, and the Terminator was good too. Don't get me wrong, but you know why I didn't like the Terminator one so much? Because they set the whole fucking game in the future.
Right.
I think they had a part of that game in the future, and they kind of went back to the modern day. Where you you didn't even see, like there was no reference to Arnold in there. It was all the T-800s. I get it, but like not having Arnold in there at all was like a missed opportunity, and not going back to the regular day. To me, I felt like it was like they tried to play it too safe because you couldn't really like pick them apart if they went to the future. But at the same time, I was like, dude, if you had made half of this game like in the past, like in the present day, with a Terminator chasing you around, like, and they'd be in disguises or something, right? You know what I mean?
Right.
And you wouldn't know. You had to figure out who was the Terminators. That would have been.
You can almost do it also too, like Alien Isolation, where it's chasing you. You have to like hide from it and shit because obviously, you're horrendously outgunned.
Yeah, could you imagine that? Like, if they had done the game like that, how much cooler? I'm not saying that game wasn't still good, but they could have been a lot better. Simply, I think they just used the material differently. But anyway, I'm off top. I'm already fucking off topic. But anyway, Perry, like I said, you're going back to the PlayStation. You said that overall you think they did a really good job that generation.
Yeah,
and
but I'll say one more thing.
Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah.
Also, the DVD player in the PlayStation 2, that led to Bill Gates noticing and saying, "Hey, Sony's in the living room. We want to be in the living room. We're going to start our own console, Xbox."
Yep.
So a lot of people don't think of it that way, but it was the birth of the Xbox.
It was.
Yep.
Right, and they were trying to kind of they called it the PS2. Like
it's crazy to see that. Yeah, you take the TV company, right?
Entertainment system or whatever they
Yep.
Yeah. And that's what I mean, and that's what I say with the PlayStation 2, unlike even the PS1, because it was more of a multimedia device, which could do more than just play games. I think that's when us as growing adult gamers, because by then we were all starting to, like, most people, if you had a PS2, you're probably, if you're around my age, you were, as I said, PS2 was 2006. So yeah, I was just out of high school when the PS2 came out, right? So like I was old enough, like, that's where you're kind of weaning away from the Mario style game. And you want stuff that's more realistic, and you want sports games that are more realistic. And I think that's why the PlayStation 2 really echoed, because it was capturing a lot of us 80s kids that were now growing up through the 90s, and it was giving us the kind of shit that we want. We were watching wrestling on TV, and now guess what? You had a SmackDown game where the wrestlers looked like the wrestlers. And this is what, you know what I mean? So that generation just had so much more than just, here's a video game. It was like, fuck, you were taking all of the shit that we wanted to be cooler in the 80s, and now you were making it realize. Like everybody remembers playing Mario 64 for the first time, right?
Yeah.
And oh my God, how did you guys take this 2D side scroller and somehow make it a 3D world and make it fucking blew my mind. I'll never forget the feeling of the first time I dropped into Mario 64, got to the top of the mountain and tossed Bowser off the fucking side. And that might be the simplest shit by today's standards, but that stuff was unbelievable. Like that's the kind of generation, because that's when we first started seeing 3D controls come in, 3D camera movements, right? And during the PS2, the Xbox era, the GameCube, even to some degree, like a lot of that stuff wasn't even perfected. Like a lot of the games felt like they were really advanced tech demos. Like they had the concepts right, they had the graphics right, but there was a lot of things still off. And by the time we got to the 360 PS3, the devs were starting to figure out how to make it work and make it work consistently. Even Mario 64 had tons of flaws if you go back and play it. But by that standard, in 1996 when that came out, that was like the be all end all. Right. But now, like, you go back and play, you can see it now. You go, well, wow, like they were ahead of the curve, but it was a lot of flaws in the game. Now you play something like Mario Odyssey on the Switch and see how far that game has come from that principle, and it's night and day. It's like, holy shit.
Beautiful,
right? Beautiful, fantastic game. But that's what I'm saying. It wasn't just the games. It was like a whole transformation. It was how we saw the industry change, the maturity of the games. We got all these rated RM games. We got violent games. We got 3D games, shooters. Like the PS2 covered everything. It was everything to everybody.
Yeah, it did.
It really was the be-all, end-all of consoles. No wonder it sold 160, because it had fucking games for every type of gamer, and they put money behind it. But he backed out on half of it. How many sequels came out in that generation? Like, fucking any successful game had about 3 sequels.
It did. Yeah.
And like, man, we could have talked all night about the games that came out. I miss I loved Soul Calibur 2. I remember when Soul Calibur 2 came out on there. High Heat Baseball. Any sports fans? High Heat Baseball was the best baseball game ever made on the planet.
Remember High Heat?
And it got bought by
Larry Leisure.
It was made by 3DO, and it was just for the PlayStation, and Xbox bought it, right? And they were going to make it part of the Xbox Sports Network, right? XSN or
that's
whatever, right?
Yeah.
Because they had their own brand of sports they were going to do. And then EA came in and said, you guys aren't going to have any of that shit, or we just won't put our shit on your shit. And
Right,
Microsoft's Microsoft's like, oh, okay, yeah, we don't need our shit, man. Okay, yeah,
Yeah, we don't. Yeah, we don't.
It's all right. We didn't have. Yeah, forget. We had that. You know.
And then to riff off of what you were saying, Newf, and it's kind of interesting that you brought it up. You know how it kind of the PS2 was really catering to the 80s kid gamers and shit like that. And it's like, it made me think, because in 2001 when it dropped, I was 21. All my buddies, we were all like, if they weren't drinking age, they were just shy of it. And
Right,
you had more.
That's pretty much that age.
Oh, yeah, it came out in 2001. Actually, no.
Yeah.
What was
So
what are we talking about?
2000.
PS2 was 2000.
PS2 was 2000.
2000.
Yeah, September 2000.
I was definitely out of high school.
2001.
Yeah.
So I was early 20s, and all my buddies were the same age.
Yeah.
So it was like seeing that kind of stuff, and it's growing up with you, and that definitely has that kind of, it gives you that warm fuzzy nostalgia feeling when you go back and look at it, right? But it's just like you think about them nights, the nights like I mentioned, drinking and playing Tekken Tag tournament, on and later on when Killzone, because I love Killzone. Yeah, people can talk shit about all. I love Killzone game. Yeah. Played shit out of that when Call of Duty's finally launched on there. It was Big Red one, and I forget the other one. That it was, and then you mentioned the SmackDown games, and especially around that time, because that was super into WWE. It was still WWF, and then they got the F.
The Attitude Era was running hot.
Yeah, and then you had the Invasion storyline that came after they bought out WCW and shit like that. It's just. All of that stuff. It's just as much as it is a product of the time, you can still look back at it.
And it was a generation of real competition, because that's when you had EA going up against 2K Sports or Sega Sports. It's when we had, if you had a popular shooter, there was 5 other shooters that competed with each other. Medal of Honor was the shooter that kind of got it rolling. But then as Halo comes along, right? And Halo destroys it on the Xbox. But then after Halo, you see the trend, but everything sort of had its competing game. Everything was trying to find their niche, and then there was always a competing thing coming out, right? And
that was competing, and we won as consumers.
Now we were winning as consumers because you made a good sports game. Trust me, man. The next hockey game or the next baseball or whatever it was fucking coming out and destroying the one before it. Like, you saw real innovation, and I know that's tough, but today's sports games are just copy and paste, and to me, they're just literally the worst fucking
game
on the market. I fucking hate them for that.
The name off, pop it on the next thing.
NFL 2K5.
It's basically any sports game update anymore is just your roster change of lineups. And I was never a big sports game guy, I should say. I liked all the arcade style stuff, but I'll give it even to like the Maddens back then. It was impressive to fucking see. It's they just don't innovate the way they used to, and even other games like they were definitely a bit more daring when it came to different types of games. And you mentioned like if a platformer did well, when you had Mario Sunshine on GameCube, and then we had Ratchet and Clank, the original stuff on PS2 and shit.
Jack and Daxter. We can't forget about that.
Speaking of that, you guys can correct me on this, because I saw on a tweet and I checked it out on PlayStation. I thought these games were only available to play through the service on PS Plus or whatever, Essentials, whatever it is to get through it. But all 3 of the Sly Cooper games are like $10 a piece. I didn't. Maybe I'm the idiot, but I didn't even know you could buy those. But I looked and I was like, oh shit, you can buy all 3 of them.
Sly Cooper, PS2.
So if you guys are fans, you can go get them now.
Oh, they have, they have all kinds of stuff on the PS. Like if you got a PS5 and you look, they got all kinds of PS2 games.
Because if you want to play the trilogy,
you can just subscribe to like premium.
That's what it said.
And if you just subscribe to that, you can just play it for free instead of like buying all that. So if you've got like enough you love, and you see like the hell with it. I don't know what the shortest term you could buy on PlayStation Premium.
You can
is.
do a
I don't
month.
know.
You can do a month, but I
Yeah,
don't know.
then,
I don't
yeah,
know
if you-
where the
if-
game falls. You know what I mean? I don't know which one, which tier you have to go into.
Oh, it
but,
says beside. It says, but right. It says beside it, like plus
Yeah, it'll tell you,
premium
it'll tell
or
you.
like
because the OG ones say $10, but if you go to, it's right next to it. It says like the trilogy or whatever. It's like maybe it's a remastered trilogy, but that one is also is specifically on the service. I did notice that. But either way, you guys can check it out. If not, fuck them.
There you go.
fuck them. I like that. That's good. Yeah, fuck them.
Shout out to the chat too, guys.
Fuck 'em all,
Amazing
yeah.
people. Dreadpool's been joining us here tonight.
yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Pat Sack hanging out with us. We got RWK in here. We had Frank in here tonight. Iceman LMH hanging out with us. Newf Taurus is in the building. I see Infinite is here. Infinite Hero 79. And Perry, he thanks you, by the way, for giving him a second chance. Sathya is in here. Cougar Man. We got Pink Piggles is in the building. We've got some great people. Axel is in the building tonight. Good to see him here.
Yeah.
Talos Ray. The list goes on. You guys are absolutely amazing. Love you to pieces. Thanks for the support. Greatly appreciate you coming out to be here. Like I said, whether you're here for a couple of minutes or you get to stay for the whole show, it's awesome. But great conversation we're having tonight in the chat. A big stroll down memory lane. We're still going to wrap it up. I can't believe that 2 hours has flown by already. I feel like we've been here like
I know.
20
Yeah,
minutes.
this is. Yeah, I know
at
this
least
is
I
a
do.
fun
I can't
show.
speak for the rest of
Right.
the panel, but I feel
Yeah,
like
not
my
a
God,
clue.
we just started the show.
Oh,
And,
fuck.
here
This
we
is
are.
awesome.
Great conversation. Does anybody else, I guess before we start, I don't want to drag on too long. Let everybody get back to playing some games. But does
Right,
anybody else have any
absolutely.
further thoughts? Anything we haven't covered with the PlayStation 2 that stands out to you? A great memory or anything along that lines?
I
I guess what is by the success of the PlayStation 2, did this basically make a PlayStation 3 an auto buy for you by the time it came out? Because I know the PlayStation 3, and I guess this is the downside of PS2. This is one downside, probably the biggest downside.
Good question. I see.
Sony got a little bit really cocky with PS2,
Oh yeah.
right?
Yeah,
I think
towards the
this is
end.
what,
Yeah.
when they started out, they started very humbly.
Yeah.
They grew into the business, but I think by the end of it, they got a little cocky. And the reason I'm going to say that because look at how they treated the PlayStation 2 customer when they came over to PS3,
Yep.
right?
Absolutely, my
Like
man.
you guys are going to pay whatever you're going to pay because we're Sony now. We're number
I
one
ain't
in this
getting a
field.
second job. I didn't like the first one I had. I would.
Well,
get-
they were
Yeah,
trying to
that
sell as a
fucking comment
PC
was
also.
pretty gross. Right?
That's I will say that was the exact reason why I went and bought a 360 first.
I think a lot of people did.
I was at launch for 360. Best Buy in Yonkers. Waited all night. Got it.
Oh, it's
I-
awesome, dude.
I didn't get a PS3 because how expensive it was. So I just kept playing on my PS2. And PS2 was rolling for a while. And
think
it
they were
had
around
such a
15.
library of games you could just keep going anyway. And then
Yeah.
the sports games went on for a while and shit. And then I ended up getting an Xbox 360 from my brother that had tons of games with it, from however he got those games. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I fell in love with this 360, man. It was so, but like the PS2, it was, but anyway, the PS2 carried me for like years. Like I used that system until like 2006 or like Newf said, it had Rock Band 2 on it by then. It had like Guitar Hero. It was a DVD player. I still have 4 of them in my house. I have 3 of the small versions, little
Yep.
small, like the
Yeah,
Slimmies.
'cause-
And
yeah,
I still have my
I mean-
original one that I had, like the original.
Yeah, because I still have my original PS2, and then
I
my
got
son has the Slim.
I mean,
So-
the PlayStation 3 went even as far as when the PlayStation 3 came out. They even had to copy the Spider-Man font from the movie.
I remember
Yeah.
that. I remember
Oh,
that.
yeah.
I thought that was cheesy.
Oh, it was bad. It was
Dude.
so.
I thought that was cheesy
Yeah.
myself. I was
Right.
like, yeah, man, like that's corny and shit. Like, and so I just kind of stuck with my shit I had, and then I ended up with the Xbox just out of the blue.
Does
you
anybody
know?
on this panel, by the way, does anyone have do you guys did you keep your original PlayStation 2, like the very first one? Did you
I
buy?
have it.
No.
I still have
I
mine.
still
Yeah,
have
I
mine.
still have mine. I
No,
still
I do
have
not.
I have the stand,
Yep.
that blue stand, where you could stand it up vertical.
Yep.
I have none of the original consoles I've ever owned except for the Xbox One X, the Gears of War edition. I got it on launch day. It's the only console that I own currently or ever that like is literally the launch edition that I never got rid of. Like every console I own now, like even if I have it again, it's like I'm on my second or third one, whether it's a remake or I just sold the last one and got a new one. Like I got 2 PS5s, but I had the original PS5 a couple of months after getting it. And then sold it to a buddy of mine. And then I went out and bought another PS5 down the road. And now I got a PS5 Slim as well. So I got a fat PS5 and a PS5 Slim Digital.
Sick.
So, but I don't have any of my original stuff and the one I miss the most is my Halo Master Chief Xbox 360. I had that green one with the fucking gold hard drive on the top. That one I wish I never got rid of.
Yeah. And man, I have so much, like, I've been playing games like since the mid 80s and stuff, and I had all those consoles, and somehow, some way I got rid of all that stuff, right?
It really sucks though, right?
It sucks because I wish I would have kept all that. I even used to keep the boxes and shit. You know,
have you walked into like a retro game store lately, and you walk in and you see all the same shit that you used to own and go, oh my god, I wish I'd kept. And look how much some of it's worth now. You're like, fuck.
Oh my god, yeah, no, that's the worst when you see it. And you're like, okay,
fuck, these games are like $100 bucks. Like I used to own that, you know, and you're like, fuck.
Oh yeah. I do it a lot. But like with my PS2, it doesn't like my memory cards as much as it used to, but it still works, still fires up.
You gotta blow them, do you?
I still have 4 PS2s. I still have 4 PS2s. I have my original one that I got for Christmas, the big fat, the fatter one, but it wasn't not fat, but the one you can stand up with the stand. And then I have 3 of the smaller. Slimmy little small ones, little tiny ones they had, right? And I still have a lot of the games, but a lot of the games I let people borrow and shit, like, and they didn't ever give back. That's one thing I learned back in that era is anything that you lend somebody in CD form, you're never ever getting that motherfucker back. Never.
If you do get it back, it's probably scraped up and probably got fucking boogers all over it.
You could just have that back. Just keep it. Merry Christmas, motherfucker.
Yeah,
like, come on.
Video game,
man. Dude, like, I look through and I'm like, oh, I remember because, like, my Lament of Innocence disc is gone. I'm like, how the hell is that missing? Or Market Cry? All those is like, but anyway, what a great era of PlayStation, So you can cover each. Next week should be PlayStation 3, and you could do that and go to 4.
We'll do next week we'll talk about the PS3.
PS2 though. Wow, like.
What a gem.
It's one of my favorite. It's one of my favorite consoles ever. I mean, really, seriously. Like, I could go on all night and I think, oh yeah, this the game. Oh yeah, that game.
Oh yeah, same here.
That's what that system was.
Because I credit the success of the PS2 kind of as a part of the reason that the Xbox 360 became successful. Because I think at 360 saw what PlayStation was doing right with that gen, so they bowed out early. They killed the Xbox, the original Xbox, a little bit prematurely. And said, you know what, fuck it. We can't really save this ship right now, but we can take what we've learned and build a better platform, integrate the online, and go from there. And then it's funny because then you watch how PlayStation essentially emulated the Xbox 360 afterward, right? They started pouring what they were doing with the online and system. I mean, even eventually getting their own trophy system, even eventually adopting it to play. Because we'll talk about it next week, but the 2 saving graces of the PS3, in my personal opinion, was just it had some great games. But really, I mean, out the gate, what were they known for? The Blu-ray drive and the fact that they had the free online gaming, which is something the Xbox struggled with. And I had buddies who literally, that's why they were on the PlayStation 3. Not because they didn't like the Xbox, it was because I can play games for free.
Yeah.
But anyway, we're going to get into deep conversation on that shit next week. But anyway, any thoughts? PS2 has got the original console still kicking around, or any limited edition ones that you still have that are probably worth a fortune.
As long as like the one that I have, the oldest one is the one that came with the Gran Turismo 3. So I don't think that's like a limited edition. I mean, like,
no, just special to you though. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's special. Yeah,
it's sentimental.
Right, and that's it. Like I said, my story's kind of like Newf's. Like you just got that at some time, and it was so cool how like I got that and I opened out. It was like I can't believe that they actually got me that. So
yeah,
that was special to me. And like I said, I carried the console around and played it with so many people. I'd buy games. I'd go over to Toys R Us and just buy games. I'd just buy so many fucking games for this console just because I thought, okay, don't want to play this, don't want to play that, I just wanted to keep that game and tradition on. Oh, Tiger Woods, those Tiger Woods games. I love always playing Tiger Woods on that. That was always fun to play. Like I said, I could go on all night about all.
By the way, Newftorious, Newftorious put this comment in the chat, and I totally can see where he's coming from. He's got a lot of great OGs. He still got them, which is awesome. If you're able to hang on to your old consoles,
right?
fantastic.
I wish I had those so much.
But if it makes you feel any better, I've been married to my wife for years, and I can't turn her on now either.
I wish.
It's all a part of the process, my friend.
Even if you blow into it, it's it just
it doesn't work. You just poke it with a stick, don't work. Nothing
I don't like
works.
blowing into things where the dust comes back. You know what I mean?
Ricochet.
Absolutely. I feel you there. Yeah.
Yeah. Have you ever guys tried pissing into a hurricane? It's the same effect.
It's not fun. Do not recommend.
Goes right back.
I'm getting bad memories here.
Yeah.
I lived in Florida for a while.
Oh fuck. Sorry. Go ahead, guys. Anybody, the floor is yours. Whoever wants to say their piece or any final thoughts on this. I don't want to keep you here too long. We still got a couple of questions to ask our celebrity guys in the back row.
No, great era. Yeah, PS2.
PS2.
I feel like I haven't let you guys talk much tonight. I don't know. And I do apologize for that. I hope you guys are okay.
Don't have to apologize.
Dude.
I'm having a great time.
Good.
Okay.
Oh yeah,
as long as you guys are okay, you've been having a good time. Everybody's had some great feedback and conversation.
Yeah, exactly.
Here in this
Everybody's talked. Everybody's had great.
Yeah.
Okay.
comments.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
I feel good about
All right.
shit.
Yeah, PS2, great era. Yeah.
Mhm.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
You still got all those Proto?
Hell yeah. And actually, I'm probably
yeah.
missing one or two because I know I got a couple of clone consoles here and there, and then I didn't even put my handheld.
Turbo graphics are fucking worth money now.
Turbo graphics is awesome. Yeah, I used to have one of those.
They were hard to find to begin with.
The Super Nintendo. I loved the Super Nintendo. It was so awesome. Of course, the Sega Genesis was awesome.
And now the story about my Genesis, what drives me nuts, because it's not my original Genesis. Now I had the model, I think it was the Model 3 Genesis, because that was the first Genesis I got. And the one I have now is that Model 3. But I originally had, with my Genesis, I had the Sega CD and 32X add-on.
Yeah.
And I had a full fucking library. I probably had about 150 games. And around the time I had got my PS1,
the small
it was I never had the small guy. Mine was all like
the big one.
Yeah, the weapon of mass destruction.
Yeah, the Tower Power. Yeah, the Tower Power. Oh, okay, yeah.
But anyway, I know I'm going on a tangent, and but I ended up. It was around the time I got my PS1. I was working with a guy, and he was he was strapped for cash, and he was looking to do something for his kids for Christmas. I'm like, all right, man, what would you offer me for this? Because I was playing my PS1 at the time. I was, I was in my late teens. He's like, I'll give you $300 for the whole thing. Sure, why not? Biggest fucking sale I ever regretted in my life, man, because some of the 32X games I had, they're fetching a lot of money.
Oh yeah.
And then like this CD shit, I had MK1 for sure. I know I had a bunch of the old originals like Sonic CD, Sewer Shark, shit like that. But yeah, it's all that shit's still genuinely in my house, Newf. I guarantee it.
Wow. Yeah, that's a pretty cool collection, man. If you still got some of those old ones kicking around, it's just amazing.
Yep. And they all fire up. They all fire up. Some of them are
MK1 on 32Xs or MK1, MK2 on 32X is worth quite a bit.
Yes, it is.
Isn't it?
Yep.
Most frustrating system to turn on and play these days is probably still the NES, isn't it? Fucking smack it and blow in it and fucking cartridges never work right.
My old and it's funny because my old toaster box one, the one where you have to fucking beat it into submission to get it to work. That one works better than my old top loader because I have an old top loader that I got to have fixed.
Okay.
I called the Nintendo hotline the other day, and I had NES. It wasn't working. That's what they told me. I was like, I can't get this cartridge to work. They told me, blow into it.
Harder, sir.
Yeah, so I it worked.
Yeah, crazy stuff, man. Crazy. Yeah. Well, anyway, guys, PlayStation 2, we're gonna drop it here. What a fantastic generation, though. That's when I said the gaming was still at its purest. Great generation. It spawned competition, and that's what I'm saying. It was competition. There was platformers, there was racers, there was sports, there was party games, there was every genre. There was multiple sequels. What can you say? It spawned some of the greatest franchises of all time. I mean, that was the era, like I said, that spawned games like SOCOM. That's where Killzone started. That's where Jak and Daxter started. That's where Ratchet and Clank started. When you think about all the stuff that started on the PlayStation 2, right? And some of them, unfortunately, are not around today. But it's just so many classics. God of War started on the PS2. Just insane. Just insane amount of games. What a great time. Pure fucking entertainment. Great generation, man. Honest to God, kudos to Sony for that, for being ahead of the game, and again forcing Microsoft to come out and be better, and then Microsoft learned from them, and it was a bit of a flip flop for a while. And up and just till the point where I think Microsoft just went just a bit of a different road, and it's just they're just marching by the beat of their own drum, and it's definitely good for the company. I mean, from us hardcore gamers standpoint, I think we're all a little bit let down and disappointed with Microsoft direction, because I think they could have stayed sort of, I guess, more traditional and still been massively successful, but they've chose to go another route, and they're still successful. Don't get me wrong. They're just successful in a different way.
Oh, hell yeah.
And some of us have been very, very vocal that the direction he took was not one that we would have chosen, but like I said, I'm tired of being an old fucking granny with her panties up in a knot. It's time to just continue to play, because at the end of the day, that's really what it's about. It's not how we're playing it or the hardware we're playing it on. It's about the great games.
Just play them everywhere. Yeah, just
play them everywhere. Play your games, enjoy it. Don't get wrapped up in it too much. It is what it is, and it's what we can't control these multi-billion-dollar corporations. They made up their mind how they want to do business, and if that's what keeps them afloat, and that's what gets us more games at the end of the day, then so be it. But anyway, that's again, we're going to come back next week. We will talk about the PlayStation 3 side of the coin. So we got a couple more weeks to go before we wrap up the whole 30-year generation thing. But will you guys be watching the Insomnia
Curing Game Awards?
Insomnia Curing Game Awards. I always do.
Oh yeah, the Game Awards. It's Thursday.
I always watch them, and I'm looking forward to having a little feedback on the next show.
Yeah, there's some. There's.
Oh well, then that means I guess I have to watch it.
There's only a couple of categories that really make a difference. So, other than maybe some big trailers dropping and maybe some games we haven't heard of, and obviously your top couple of games like your game of the year, and we don't need to get into the 50 or 40 other categories that really dig all. But
no, man, fuck all that. Like,
you'd be here all night. But anyway, it's time to wrap up the show. This has been an awesome one. But before we go, now is the time. Floor is yours, to the panel and to the chat. Please ask your questions now if you wish. We have Safe House Sam, we have Cletus, we have Arnold on standby.
Arnie, did you have a PlayStation 2?
What the fuck kind of question is that? Of course I had a PlayStation 2. I was there. I got in on the ground. Did you not even play Terminator 3 on the PlayStation 2? Come on. You had to do it.
Did.
No, you got to get out here. You got to play my games. Like I've had some great video games over the years, and they looked a lot better. They still haven't quite, captured, my extreme awesomeness, into the video games. And over the past couple of years, I mean, they even put me in Mortal Kombat, and they forgot to even get me to do the actual. They went out and got Stallone to do the voice. I don't know why they didn't come to me. I could have done it. Maybe they're afraid I was going to have a heart attack, but I was voicing over the game. I don't know. But yeah, the PS2 was an amazing console. I congratulate Sony on that. It's very good. It's almost as good as the Japanese hookers I used to get.
Love that sushi, baby.
And
Smells
we
like
come
fish,
full
tastes like
circle.
chicken. Plug your nose and keep on licking.
Oh man.
All right, we got some
I got a
coming
question.
in.
I got one question. one question.
Questions flowing in. All right.
But you can do Arnold because I got it for a different person,
Right.
so you can bang this one out.
All right, here's the next question coming in from RWK.
If Arnold is around tonight, what console did you enjoy, and was the maid player too? What?
Well, definitely.
Of course, the
Definitely
maid
wasn't
the maid
Power Rangers.
player too. We always sat down together, and of course, the best console had to be the NES. Because the games were hard and short, just like my penis. Not to mention they had cheat codes, just like my wife.
Oh my goodness.
And on top of that, there was the only time you really could emphasize a good blowjob. She had practice. By the time she get to the bedroom, she could blow the dust off the fans in there. Let me tell you, the best blowjobs ever. Not to mention, she was fucking amazing at putting toast in the toaster.
Oh my god.
Okay, you asked.
All right, you had a question, Hot?
Yes. And this one is for Cletus.
Yeah.
What was the first movie you put in your PS2 for you and your family?
Well, he fit it in there. Let me tell you, I did own a PS2, but it took me a long time, considering where I'm from and the kind of lifestyle that I live. That the problem with the PS2 was I couldn't figure out for the longest time how to get the 35mm film to work in that sumbitch. I pumped it through there, it came out the back end, but I still can't figure out today how the fuck you get that 35mm film. Because, I got rolls of it in there, but I don't know what the fuck's going on. These games you come on these little flashy little things. I don't think I've ever played more than one game on because I was basically as soon as they got out of the system, they ended up on my coffee tables as beer coasters and stuff, and I just put my moonshine on there.
Oh my god, dude.
Holy shit.
Please.
We got one coming in from Frank.
Cletus, did you have a PS2? You already answered that. If so, how did you acquire it? So how'd you get it?
Well, sometimes my neighbor's pigs that have a hard time getting pregnated. So he would say to me, he said, if you can come over, you can get these pigs fucking hot and horny, then I'm going to pay you some money. So after about 7 or 8 months of fucking the pigs, I never did get pregnant, but did you get pretty horny? And I saved up, got myself a PlayStation 2. I had to go down. Actually, I think I pulled out one of my teeth. That's how I got an extra $20. I gave one of my teeth to my cousin Jetro. Jetro got one of my teeth because he was missing a bunch, and he kept complaining he was having trouble chewing ice cream.
My god, dude.
Damn, that would be. Wow, I bet you Cletus.
But there's nothing wrong with fucking the pigs.
What
that
a
make you
life.
some money.
No, that was probably a pretty unforgettable.
When the
generation.
lights was out, it's all the same as doing the old lady upstairs. I couldn't fucking tell the difference. Probably the only time I knew the difference was you hear a.
I was gonna say they're both squealing. Who gives a shit?
If she's squealing or snoring, I don't know, but she is about the same to me. It was like rubbing bacon grease on your cock. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my god.
Jesus Christ. I hope it's not hot.
Look at the fucking cat in there. I can almost see the tears in her eyes right now.
Cletus, dude.
My God, do we have any more?
Cougar
Oh,
Man had
boy.
one for Arnold.
Okay, what was that?
Hey Arnold, do you like maids or Cougars more?
Well, sometimes you can. That's a question for Arnold. Now, sir, I got really excited. Now, Arnold, you can take the floor.
Get him off the
Cletus,
damn line.
Get the Cletus, get the fuck out of here. It's my turn to take in the mic. He asked me a question. You sit down there, pig fuck up. Anyway. The maids and cougars are most of the time the one and the same. Usually, if you've got a maid, they're not like 20 years old. They're usually a little bit older. They're the kind of maids, like they're not even minute maids anymore. They last for the whole day. You know what I mean? Not to mention, the great workouts, because a lot of the maids that I'm used to, they're big titty, but they're also very saggy. So they're hanging down. So I put my hands underneath them and I get a couple of curls in there. And I'm able to work out my biceps and my laterals. And at the same time, you know, they don't have to wear a bra around the house. A lot of times it's the same. And I love them. They're all great. So thank you for the question. There you go.
You gotta have more Cletus fighting Arnold.
Yeah.
Dude, I fucking Cletus grabbed his phone before Arnold could even answer. It was fucking amazing. He's like,
RWK, he's got $1 super chat. Perry, take it away.
Fire show, guys. Amazing panel. Thumbs up, says RWK88 with a $1.99 super chat. Thank you.
I knew that. I knew tonight with our panel having Doggy on here was just going to be a fucking dynamite show.
Yes.
Hell
yeah.
Doggy had to turn his camera off there. His glasses are fogging up, I think.
Yeah, it's hot. It's hot.
It's hot.
All right. Last, any more questions? Safe house, anybody?
I'm good.
I mean, like, you know, safe house, you know, I mean, I'm sure the two front teeth, you know, you could probably ask for those for Christmas. But what do you really want for Christmas? Safe house, Sam.
That's a great fucking question, Doggy Dog. It's good to see you, man. It's been a long fucking time since you've been on this podcast, and let me tell you this, boys, you bunch of cockasses. There's a lot of things I could get for fucking Christmas. First of all, I could probably use a set of throat lozenges, because motherfuckers, I ain't sounded so good, you know what I'm saying? Get me some holes or something like that. But honest to God, I take fucking anything for Christmas, man. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes, you know what? The best thing I like in my stockings is a nice lady with sexy legs, baby. That's what I'm talking about. Put that in the stocking right there. Put that in your pipe and smoke it is what we say around these fucking pack houses. Yeah. Man, I don't know. You guys having a great fucking show, man. Talking about fucking that PlayStation 2. I remember that cocksucking son of a bitch fucking PlayStation 2. You guys got fonder memories than me, let me tell you. I still blame it because that's the console that put fucking Sega in the fucking hole right there. You know what I'm saying? And that thing, I didn't like that fucking thing here. I thought it looked fucking ugly. It looked like a fucking piece of the fucking Starship Enterprise fell off the fucking radiator. You know what I'm saying? It was all fucking flat and symmetrical. You know what I'm saying? But it looked fucking weird. And then you could turn the little PlayStation logo around, look like a little jackass man. It was all fucking fruity doopy colors. You know what I'm saying? Fucking before the rainbow flags got all fucking popular. PlayStation was doing it years ago. They didn't know what color they wanted to be. And they're trying to be everything to everybody. You know what I'm saying? They had the fucking anime shit. They had the fucking all sorts of fucking shit, motherfuckers. Yeah, they are weird old motherfuckers over there in Sony land. Let me tell you, that weird ass controller. My big old fat fucking hands couldn't fit around that fucking thing. It was easy to put a fucking choke slam on my cockhole. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I don't know, man. I was a big fucking Newf, you motherfucker. You like everything you do. You fucking all over the place. But I didn't like that fucking console. I like that big fucking American Xbox. That big sumbitch, big fucking green thing in the middle. God damn, you fucking took that out of the store. You had a fucking hernia or a back problem because that fucking bitch weighed like a ton. But boy, when you fired up a fucking game on the Xbox, man, it fucking melted your eyeballs. You know what I'm saying? My fucking asshole used to get fucking sweaty just playing Halo. I love that fucking shit, baby. That was what I'm talking about. Yeah, PlayStation might have been first, but they did it worse. Xbox came in and just kicked some fucking ass. That's what I'm talking about. Steve Ballmer style. That's a guy I can get fucking down with. I like to ride his big fucking bald, shiny fucking head as he's yelling. Let's go, baby. Yeah, it's all about the fucking devs. Let's go. Oh, good stuff, boys. You had a great show tonight. Thank you.
Thank you.
Damn, safe house with the rant. All right.
All right, boys. I think.
Love it.
Oh, fucking 2.5 hours. We hit the mark right on the dot here. Let's close the show. As you can see down in below, you can find all these fine panel members in the descriptions below in the chat. So please do so if you haven't already. Go out and either subscribe to the channel, at least go and say hello to them on social media. Go check out their channels, say hello over there, subscribe, hit that like button, share the stuff out. And for the love of God, guys, send some more of your friends over this way to come out for some of these shows. I think people are really missing out when they're not catching GAD. Maybe they got the wrong impression of what this show is about and the kind of people we are. But I think if anybody is watching this one tonight, you know that we're honest. We're opinionated, yes, but we're honest. We're fair. It's not a console warring fucking troll show. We're no clickbait bullshitty up in here. It's just a fun panel of fucking fun show. Great guests and amazing chat. And like I said, we're just talking about games and having a good time. It's like your buddies, but just in a different. But we're gonna get out of here. We're gonna let our guest kind of sign us out here. Doggy Dog 420. It was amazing to have you. Like again, I've always said to you too, you got one of the best backgrounds in gaming. Look at the retro fucking mayhem behind. There's a gamer right there for you, man. He's got
I love the lights, like
that's the kind of house I want to hang out in, man.
Pac-Man.
You got the lights, you got the fucking Pac-Man going, the fighting games going. There's a guy who loves his games, and we love having you on the podcast, my friend. Let people know where you can find you. I know you hang out with Axel all the time on a fun, amazing show on Friday nights. Again, a show that also, like this one, does not get enough love. Tell us about that little show and where they can find you.
Right. Yeah. Thank you so much, though, for having me on the show. This was a total blast. I knew it was going to be, you know, I knew as soon as you asked me, I was like, hell yeah, let's rock and roll. It's going to be a fun time. You guys are all awesome. Legendary show. You can find me, like I said, every Friday night. It's 8 p.m. Eastern, Iconic Video Games Podcast on the Iconic Video Games channel. That's Axel 1324's channel. He's a great dude.
Awesome,
he likes the shitty football team, but that's okay. You know, he can't,
Oh, dude, I know, right?
But you can't help it. And I'm also every Tuesday night at 7 p.m. Eastern is the Retro Renegades. Come check us out there. Live gameplay, no fucks given, everything like that. Beers, pizza, buds. Just come join us, have some fun. We don't care. So
100%. Go check out Graphic God and Doggy Dog and Jago Kukin. Who else do you normally have on that show with you now?
Let's see. Snipes is in there. Cerebral Paul's in there sometimes.
Yes, Cerebral.
Lemon was in there tonight. Even 100 was in there. We have a who's who kind of stop by. Sometimes it'll just be me, Jay, Thorkus, and Jago, but it goes from that, But we have a good time. Stop by, check us out. And
they have some great gameplay in the background. A lot of fun guys over there. So go check them out before this show actually on Tuesday night. So
and it's Jay playing, and he plays just one-handed, and he plays games better than I can. So shout out to
Jay can play games better with one hand, and most of us can jerk off with one hand. Let me tell you.
Right, exactly. Yeah,
it's fantastic. It's positive.
But thank you very much for having me on, and you guys are all awesome. Great panel, and Newf, like I said at the beginning of the show, I can't believe it's been a little bit over 4 years ago since you had me on, and that was so awesome.
Time flies, eh?
And you've had me on a million times since, and I appreciate you, and appreciate what you do for everybody. Even like you're wicked hot. Welcome to the community and stuff.
Thank you, dude.
That's awesome.
I got a question before you wrap it up there, Doggy. From Two Pad Stack, he asked you what the best modern fighting game is that's easy to get into these days and probably has a good campaign to go with it.
I mean, I love Mortal Kombat 1. Me and Jago play it.
Story-wise, you have to be.
It's a good story. Get it up on sale, and then you'll get the DLC with it and everything. Like if you're just starting out with it, just hit it with the sale. They'll have it on sale again, like they did on the Black Friday. Yeah, it's easy to play. Hit us up on Friday night. We love playing it. But yeah, it's got the best versions of a lot of the characters. Like Brock is super awesome. Sub-Zero's badass.
Yeah.
Scorpion.
Even 11. If you can get 11 on sale, I think 11.
Yeah, 11.
11's great.
The story roll in.
But 11's not as good.
Not
as good.
Modern.
Yes, modern. So
modern.
I definitely say MK1's awesome. But Street Fighter 6, if you're into Street Fighter, it does play super awesome. So I mean, whatever.
Are you saying it's modern? It means it's got transvestite ninjas? Jesus.
Well, there you go. So that's what there you go. If you want a little less modern, then they go Street Fighter 6.
Nice.
Yeah, they stick more to them. They just stick more to the Yeah, just the
That old school
casual.
shit.
Yeah, less bullshit.
Yeah, no bullshit,
No
straightforward.
bullshit. Yeah.
Yep.
Street Fighter 6 is an awesome fighting game, though.
Yeah,
like
it
that.
is, dude.
Yeah, it is.
It is very, very,
Yep.
very.
Yeah. Well, thanks again for being here, Doggy. An amazing
Yeah,
show.
thank you,
I
guys.
look forward to
Thank
getting you
Thank
back
you,
on
dude.
in the
Thank you
future
for coming.
again. And
Anytime.
yeah.
Yep.
And just real quick, let the panel just say their good nights. We'll start off with you, Mr. Wicked Hot.
All right. Well, you guys know where to find me. It's on X/Twitter, whatever you guys want to call it. I don't have my own YouTube channel, so this is where you'll find me on YouTube. It'll be on Newf's channel. But if you guys want to hit me up for games, you want to shoot the shit, find me on X, Xbox, PlayStation. It's all the same. It's the same name you see on the screen. But I had a blast. Doggy, it was an honor podcasting with you finally. I've been watching forever, so I'm finally just getting in here. But
You're the man.
Yeah, I had a blast, man. Thank you so much. And yeah, I'm ready for next week. We'll fucking get right back on it.
I love that.
ProtoFoxy, brother. Hopefully you get some downtime here in the future and we can all get together and play some games. That would be awesome. But let people know quickly where they can check you out and say hello.
You can all find all of my stuff in the description below. That's where I'm going to be at. And you all know where I'm at every Tuesday night is right here on Gaming After Dark. Doggy Dog, much love to you. It was very nice meeting you. Very nice being on the show with you. You're fucking amazing, dude.
Same to you, brother, man. Oh, awesome, man. Thank you for having me on and stuff. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. And last but not least, the GameComplainers himself. He's always running a lot of stuff, guys. So check his channel out because he's very active, which is awesome. And like I said, just a great dude who, like I said, he's got a lot in common with me. He loves to preserve the physical presence of gaming, and just a great overall guy, man. That more people should just, like I said, you're a pretty big asshole if you piss and Perry off. So, a great guy, man, and he's a great addition to the panel. And let people know, man, where they can check out some of your content.
You can find me in RWK88's bedroom with his wife.
Oh,
I'm
damn. What the?
Holy shit. Whoa.
Home wrecker.
I'm just kidding. You
Damn.
can find me on YouTube, the GameComplainers podcast, every Wednesday night between 9:30 and 10 p.m. Eastern on YouTube, obviously. So,
oh my God. I
had to
thought
throw that
Pink
out there. I had to
Pickles
get
would
him
come
back.
in there. All of a sudden, you just get this big slap across your face. That was still
Right,
one of the
yeah,
favorite
boom.
moments ever. Was fucking Wilmy Hood's podcast.
Wilmy, yeah,
and fucking what's his name? Got slapped by his wife. That was fucking hilarious.
What was his name?
What was
Fork-
was his name?
Fork-
He's sitting there, he's chatting, and something. His wife goes, "Or
What was it? Fork what? Fork boy?
Fork Boy.
Fork Boy.
Boy,
yeah.
Boy. Shout out to Fork. I haven't seen him around.
I remember
forever.
that. That was wild.
fuck,
What a
that was
great-
That was crazy.
time.
Yeah.
He just looks at her like, "What?" I don't even know what the hell he said, but he said something. She just cracks him.
Boom. Yeah.
Live on camera, the infamous slap. Yeah, that was great.
Love it.
Fuck, those guys were nuts, dude. They had some
They don't.
great shows. Shout out to Wilmy Hood, by the way. I've been trying to get him on here. He's been pretty busy, man, but hopefully some week we'll get Wilmy back on here. Always a great guy, full of knowledge, old school gamer that gives no shits, takes no shits, and just probably has some great shits and puts up with a lot of shit. So
Yeah.
if you saw his job and what he fucking does, it's absolutely amazing. He's
Oh,
one of
yeah.
those guys that got to go clean up those fucking
Dude.
old houses that are full of like repoed houses, and they're all
Oh,
full of
Meth
crap.
head trash, motherfucker.
Oh my God,
Yeah,
the
you
stuff he has to
pieces
walk
of
into and
shit.
make you hurl.
Dude,
Yeah.
I couldn't do it.
Oh, yeah, the smells and stuff he must have to see.
Oh.
Jeez. But anyway, stories for another day, guys. Amazing show, amazing panel, amazing chat. You guys are fucking dynamite.
Yeah.
I love this one. This might have been probably our best show of the 10.
Fuck yes.
Just great pace and great topics and just awesome tonight. So thank you all again. You know where to find me, guys, pretty much everywhere. And again, descriptions in the chat. Hit that like, share, subscribe. And for all of you catching this on the replay, please let me know how you feel about the show, what you like, maybe what you don't like, and just I appreciate the feedback and certainly appreciate you checking it out. And any feedback is good, or even just a simple like. Let me know we're heading in the right direction, and we'll keep this shit coming to you every Tuesday night. Got a couple more shows here, I think, before Christmas. Let me just see how many we got here. So Christmas is coming up on the 25th, and we've got look at that. We actually got 2 more Tuesdays, the 17th and the we actually got one on Christmas Eve.
Oh,
Now that might be a tough night to do. If the boys say they want to do Christmas Eve, I'm all for it. We'll see how it goes. I don't know if we have anybody watching on Christmas Eve, but we'll see what
laying
happens.
low, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's a lot of people.
We might be
drinking and
just all
driving.
here playing with our jingle balls, so I don't know.
Yeah, we could just get on some banana hammocks with some jingle balls on it and have a good old time.
We'll get on camera with all our little elf
Yeah.
costumes on.
Yeah, like
Oh
We'll
my
just have
God.
the icons on, though. We won't be on camera, so you'll just see the icon when we jingle it, like wop 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 wop. Like
It's just
nip,
gonna
nip.
be video
Oh,
footage of
yeah.
Cletus and those pigs. Oh man! Speaking of those guys tonight, oh fuck the
you
shit
could
that
have
was
like
saying
a
tonight.
you could have a Secret Santa giveaway between like Cletus and Ordle and
Oh my God!
and Safe House, and have them exchange
Safe House
gifts.
Cletus.
Yeah,
Oh my God!
and
Oh
have them
my
all exchange
God,
gifts.
dude.
That
Could
would-
you imagine like a Yankee swap where they don't they don't know what they're getting, and it's
Yeah.
like what's the fucking
good
you know what I mean?
Lord.
I don't think what the hell is this, and then like you fucking Cletus is like, oh, that's where I placed my blah blah blah.
Diddly diddly.
Yeah, the personality difference between those three is quite staggering.
I sure Otto would be like, do we have to go back to
Hey,
that?
but don't
family
worry,
again?
when I get my camera back, Handy Andy is coming back too, so don't forget about him.
Oh my God, I can't wait.
See?
Yeah, I gotta get he doesn't work well without the camera. He likes to be on camera, right? So
Yeah.
But
Right,
anyway,
yeah.
guys, great fucking show tonight. We'll see you next Tuesday. After that, we'll see where we go until the Christmas break. But anyway, go play some games, have a lot of fun, and we'll see you back next week. Because obviously we'll be chatting about the PlayStation 3 and whatever hot topics might be out. But anyway, guys, have yourself a great night. Take care, and we'll see you next one.
Later.
Later.
It's more for